Publix, the supermarket we use, they have BOGO deals every week. So we stock up if it's stuff we normally use. Yeah.
You sound like goddamn in-laws.
I know. We sound like old people. My wife caught herself today. She goes, "Oh my God, I almost sound like one of those back in my day people." And she was stumbling tonight. I said, "Yeah, get older, you start losing your balance." She hasn't quite turned 50 yet. She turns 50 in June. She's fighting.
You should tell her you're going to trade her in for a new one.
Oh no, I know better. She can get mad at me so many ways I would never even know. So I don't poke the bear. Nope. We got to talk about today. Did you really time out Rodimus for a week?
I did.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for spending your time with us today. Welcome to episode 192 of Guardian Downcast, a Destiny podcast. Hey, if you love to play the game Destiny 2, then you've come to the right place. We're a couple of gamer dads that have played Destiny since that day one release back in 2014, and we're just as passionate about it today as we were back then. We discuss key topics and news within the gaming community so you can be in the loop. And we not only seek the stories of Destiny content creators, but we're a podcast that gives a voice to the stories of our Destiny community members out there. And in this game, that's what it's all about, right? We're the show that asks, since that chainmail shader is back this season, did you play Iron Banner this week? I'm your host, Todd, the Gator, and my co-host Hazel is here as well. Hey, man. How's your week been?
It's been all right.
Yeah?
I've had some, free-floating anger lately.
Well, expand on that point you just made. What are you mad about? The fact that they brought it back this season? That chainmail shader?
Yeah.
After we killed ourselves last season?
Random drop? Exactly. It's like the casualization of this bullshit.
Oh my God. I'm actually glad.
I get it. I get it. Not everybody could do it. They let us know. They didn't even let us know. Paul Tassi let us know. And if you didn't have Twitter, then you didn't know either.
Well, I didn't know either until someone already reset their Iron Banner rank. I'm like, geez, already? And they were like, hey, it's back. I'm like, oh, good. Good deal. Because my main account, I didn't play Iron Banner on last season, so now I'm doing it this season. I'll get my chainmail. I main a warlock, man. Chainmail is really important for a warlock. We have all these freaking cloth robes
don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Fine. So how you been, man? Everything good this week?
Yeah, this week is, to the best of my knowledge, it's been not bad. So. Okay. Yeah, not too much going on. Just sort of
status quo
in the course.
I got you.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So.
Sometimes those are good weeks.
What about
you? Yeah, sometimes those are good weeks. I'm still at the tail end of this cold. It's really weird, man. It's we're in a drought right now in Florida. I know. Think of the jungle, you think of Florida, but it's pretty dry. We've had 80-degree days, 80-ish. Today it was 86. But it's just been dry and breezy. Everything's blooming, so there's pollen, and just think of the mix of crap floating around in the air right now. And I think my sinuses are just still draining from all that because just my allergies are kicking in now.
That's hot.
And I don't have big allergies, but I think it's just so overwhelmingly dry and just crazy outside right now, and I work outside. So other than that, just the occasional cough. I'm doing okay though, but it's been a fun week for me, man. We'll talk about that, but it's just a Gator and Hazel show this week, and here's what we have lined up for this week. We're both going to catch up on our Destiny 2 Week 4 activities. Hazel's going to go over this week at Bungie for this fourth week of Season of Defiance. And boy, we had a big bomb drop this week in our weekly story. We're talking about the latest Crucible changes in this week's article that Bungie just put out. And we're going to answer your questions from our Speak Pipes and our Discord questions for the show channel as usual. Uncle Scumdeath just got a brand new motorcycle, and he has a Scumdeath corner. I've not heard it. I can't wait to hear it though. But I'm sure we have another content-packed show. So without further ado, let's roll. Hey, thanks for listening to Guardian Downcast. You can find us on Twitter at Guardian_D_cast.
Or you can find us on our Instagram at Guardian_down_cast and see what pics our weekly guests want to share with you. Or, you know what? Just visit our website at guardiandowncast.com for all of our contact information and where else you can find us to play any past episodes you like in any order you like, right from your browser.
Man, don't or me. Hey, Guardians, while you're at it, follow our Guardian Downcast show playlist. We have it on Spotify and Apple Music. We post these links in our show description every week.
So check us out, and later, Guardian.
Toddles.
That just felt weird.
Why is that weird?
No, I'm just saying that for the...
Yeah, I'll edit that out, don't worry. So, Mr. Hazelnut, how was your week, man? What were you getting done this week in Destiny?
Well, actually, a quick update is that my name is no longer Hazelnut.
Oh, no longer Hazelnut. Yep. Hold on, let me read this correctly. It's timeout for spider picks. Why would you name yourself that, by the way? I'm just curious. I was at work today, but man, the Patreon lounge was off the chain. What the hell was going on in there today, man?
Well, real quick, let me take a look at our audit log. Let's see here.
Going on here?
I timed out Raffi once. I timed out Rodimus for a week.
A week? What the hell did Rodimus do?
I timed out Trash Panda.
Oh.
I timed out Raffi, I want to say like 4 times today.
Someone wanted chaos
Maybe
today.
5. Yeah. Somebody woke up and chose violence.
I love that meme.
So basically, here's what was happening: is that people were posting spider pics.
Oh, we
thanks
tell people
to
not to. We tell people not to.
Average D2 player and his.
Wait a minute. I know what you're going to say, but I went back in the logs here. Actually, you know who started all this? Was Carpal Leader.
I know it was Carpal. That's Carpal's first time though. So you get a warning for the first time.
Okay.
And even Theory got a warning today, as well as Mohawk Angel.
Mohawk?
She got a warning too.
Why?
Because she posted a picture of a blue tarantula.
Oh. Yeah, that's pretty gnarly looking.
Like, what the?
There's some big spiders in there today, man. We don't have those on ArtStation. Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That one looked fake. I couldn't believe it was real.
Yeah. This is way too much spider talk for me.
Oh,
but
sorry.
Yeah. I mean, everybody was having fun at my expense, and I kind of got a little taste of how you feel, and I was like, oh wow. I was like,
got some nasty feet pics too, man. I see.
Oh yeah. Once the timeouts were up and things like that,
people just went for broke.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was fun with the chaos though. I
went in there. I was like, there are all these timeout symbols. I mean, what's going on? We can only see the timeout symbols, ourselves and our community moderators. But, you have little stop sign, little timers next to people's names if they've been timed out. And looks like Raffi is still timed out. Okay. I won't ask why. He probably poked the bear again.
Yep. Weird. I don't know what could have possibly happened there.
Interesting. Everyone's like, well, I don't understand why we got timed out. We didn't do anything wrong. We were educating ourselves about spiders today. I'm like, really? Really? I think Hazel was in his rights today. I think you guys brought this on yourselves. It all started with Carpal. I was there when he posted it. Everyone jumped on the train.
Yep. Good times. It was fun. I'll be honest. It was fun.
It was chaos. That's for sure.
Yep. So, So besides that, I mean, you were asking about Destiny.
Yeah. What you been up to, man? Yeah.
Well, motherfucker, listen to this.
Oh, okay.
I went into trials on Friday during the show. You may remember.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I was like at 3-0.
Right.
I made it to 5-0 during the course of the show.
Right. I don't know how you did that.
I got carried. I'm going to be fucking brutally honest with you.
Can you mention who carried you?
Just random people.
Oh, you just got lucky.
I was in solos. Yeah.
Wow.
On PC.
Oh, wow. The PC lobby? Holy crap, man.
Yeah.
I got player base isn't that big either.
I could tell.
Oof.
So yeah, I made it to 5-0. You were like, you'll hit a wall.
Yeah.
And I did. And I was at 5-0 and I hit that wall. Mm-hmm. And luckily though, by the time the show was over and everything else, I hit 7 wins.
Nice.
So I was like, sweet.
Did you get your little SMG that everyone keeps talking about?
Well, I got one of them and I deleted it by accident because I mistook it for something else.
Oh, no. So, it's only the most. I mean, my God, I'm having dreams about the noise of that thing in Iron Banner this week. It's all I hear.
Yeah. It was a shitty roll anyway, but still,
it's by itself. It's still really good.
I'm super upset. Yeah. So I was in trials.
Focus and Ingram for it.
Yeah, I need to get another Ingram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thanks for rubbing that in.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
But then I picked up my Hunter and made another 7-win card with my Hunter.
Oh, very nice.
On console.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have jumped in trials
what they've done for this, because I'll be brutally honest, man. I am rocking either like a 1.9 or 2.0 KD.
In trials?
KDA on here. And no, not just trials, but just in
all of PV for the season.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm like, I don't know what the hell happened. I mean,
well, we're going to talk about that a little later, but they enacted the, that fire team matchmaking now where they took out the solo thing.
But still though, I mean, okay. What they've said they've done, I understand. It's nothing special though.
Well, yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, they're clapping themselves on the back about this thing. And I'm like, it's not, all you did was just sort the matchmaking out some.
Yeah.
It's like, don't pat yourself on the back for this shit just because you did that. I mean, but, I will be honest. Yeah. I will be honest though. I'm going to say that probably part of the reason why is because I'm rocking an Autumn Wind and an SMG.
Oh yeah. I use Autumn. I use a bunch of stuff this week.
Dude, the Autumn Wind I've got a Killing Wind Headseeker roll.
Okay.
And it is nasty.
My God, you get two of them. You get two of them every game.
You do.
I mean, I'm serious. I got several games. I got two of them.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I've got a Killing Wind Headseeker and a Killing Wind Rampage.
Oh, I got a Headseeker rangefinder.
Ooh. Yeah. I had a rangefinder something and I deleted it just because I was like,
you just see so many of them. Good. They throw them at you like candy. I mean, I thought the launchers, we got a lot of those last season. Man, they're throwing these at you like candy bars.
Yeah. And I'll take this every day.
Yeah. I'm not, it's a pulse rifle, man. That's my thing. I'm not complaining.
Exactly. I mean, this thing is fantastic.
And some of the YouTubers out there, like Cool Guy and my buddy True Vanguard, he even mentioned it, that it's doing better than my Peace of Mind, that's my baby, man. I tried probably 5 or 6 different pulse rifles in Iron Banner this week, and they all did pretty well. Pulse rifles are still sitting in a good spot right now.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, I mean, this thing is crazy. I mean, it's like cracked. So yeah, definitely get you an Autumn Wind, for PvP purposes. And I mean, it's just pretty nutty.
Yeah. Just jump into any game of PvP and you'll get one. It's almost every other game you get one. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. It's pretty fun though.
But, did you play some Iron Banner this week?
I have, yeah. And I'm still over a 2. Nice. It's unreal. I mean, I'm just like murdering people, and it's not just that either.
Did you just time him out again?
What?
Did you time out Raffy again?
Yeah, I did.
I'm watching the clock just keep appearing over his head. So you played in some Iron Banner. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I played some Iron Banner, and I think I know what it is. And it's mainly that I'm like disengaging whenever I'm losing.
You're learning, man.
I mean, it's that I'm laning next to cover. Oh, so
no,
it's just like all this shit I've been from like, scrims and everything. It's like, nope, fuck that. Now I will be honest. I think part of the reason why I'm doing so much better was one, Trials was on Javelin. So as many times as we played Jav in scrims, I mean, it's like, oh, hey, it's like coming home. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, I know this map. I know everything about this. So I mean, it's that familiarity kicks all kinds of ass.
It's probably time to have some scrims again. We're getting past the newish part of the season now, and it's starting to settle down.
Yep. I was thinking the same thing. I saw that Native Raider threw something out already.
Oh, okay,
so
good.
At the end of March, I think in like 7 days, actually.
Nice.
So I'll throw something out probably first week of April. So,
okay. Very cool.
Yeah. We'll do that. Maybe even, like, God forbid, like, plan it out and have a couple of them.
Wow, that'd be nice. I missed it last thing because it's Monday night. It's bowling. It's hard for me to make it in time, but
no worries.
If you do it another night, I'll be there, man.
Yep.
And everyone's looking forward to teabagging me. So
yeah, me too. But besides that, the only thing that I've been up to was just playing the story and the campaign.
All right. Well, let's get into it. By the way, if you
okay. You gotta tell about what you've been up to.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll get
into it. Gotcha. I've been playing nothing but Iron Banner. I played Tuesday night. I played Wednesday night, and I even picked up a game last night. And I got to give some credit here to some of the gang that I game with. Tuesday night, I played with my buddy Warcry, Priceless Cloud Princess. She was in there. She's a hoot to play with. Larman Kentucky was in there. Grackle was in there. He's always a usual fire team member, basically in ACL.
He's become pretty solid.
He is too. Yeah. He usually has limited time because he has to get up early for work, but he's always fun to game with. MC Squared was in there with us as well.
Nice.
And we had by the way, MC Squared is on the show next week. Spoiler alert. We had the next night I had the real Soccer OG. I had Hammer Crasher 32, basically an ACL. Zebrak was in there. Priceless couldn't make it. So I think, someone stepped in. I'm trying to remember who stepped in. Was it Warcry? Warcry stepped in, and we played against PC lobbies all night. And that was not so much fun, especially as you got later into the night. You just started getting stacks of teams that were just rolling over us. And I don't mind losing, man. I'm not a poor loser. I really am not. But when it's happened 6 games in a row and you're like, all right, already. I think and I didn't get mad at all. I was like, you know what, guys, I just think I'm done tonight. And that was it. But then we played last night on console, and it was, I had the opportunity to game with Gorilla Golf, his wife, Pacifica, my buddy, of course, Warcry, Commando, he jumped in and gamed with us. Yeah. And Zaniac, I can't remember. Yep. Everybody changes their names around here, but, yeah, I had a great time, great conversations, got a lot of great picks, great clips too. But yeah, great conversations. I love Iron Banner, not so much for the playing, but just for getting together with everyone and just talking shit and, having a good time. So, yeah, that's what we did. I mean, that's pretty much been my week. And then of course I jumped in and played the story for the week. And, do you want to kind of start off how that happened? By the way, if you haven't played the story for this week, major spoiler. So you have 5 seconds and then go play it and then come back and then you'll hear what we're saying.
It was such a spoilery kind of thing that I was like, okay, I got to throw something out in Discord to say, don't spoil this shit for people.
Oh, that's a good idea. Didn't think of that.
Yeah, I was all about it. I was like, I'm
sure people are like, oh my God, I can't believe it happened this week.
Well, I mean, it wasn't just that. I mean, the other thing that happened was that, like, it made people want to play it because they're like, what the hell happened?
Yeah. Well, they gave us the backstory of Amanda Holiday last week's story, and it was a very sweet story. It gave her a little background, her parents, her mother died in a battle, and then her dad got sick and died. So she was on her own. She finally made her way to the tower, right? And Zavala kind of took her in as his own, all the Vanguard kind of really rallied around her. And then what happened this week?
So this week it started off and there was they were trying to jailbreak people out from,
more hostages.
Another location.
Right.
Yeah. More hostages. So they were going ahead and they were doing this, and we were doing our thing too. We were helping out. Mm-hmm. Can I tell you how chonky that that tormentor was?
Yeah, he's a little tough. Took him a while to take him out.
Yeah, he was a little heavy. Mm-hmm. So so there was that.
Well, don't forget you had 2 tanks on the corner shooting at you as well at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, had those to deal with too.
Yep. So then, as you're going through and doing that kind of thing, you end up freeing them. Good for you, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the, who are they?
What was the
Legion, the Dark Cabal?
Yeah, I'm terrible at names.
Whoever they are.
Yeah.
They ended up basically booby trapping the place.
Mm-hmm.
And they blew it up and killed our good buddy Amanda Holiday.
The cinematic was just really heartbreaking. Seeing her just get enveloped in flames. I was like, man, she's not coming back from that. There's no, there's no her, brushing off her sleeves. No, she was vaporized.
Yeah, no.
There was nothing left.
The fire just came up behind her and then engulfed her.
It was really weird. Wasn't it weird how the story was put together though? What do you mean? Well, when she was sitting there putting the wires together, trying to keep the gate open to let, what was his name? Misrax, trying to get him and the hostages out because they were trapped inside and he was trying to open the store, the bay doors. And she was sitting there holding two wires together and trying to hold it open. But it was really weird. She didn't even, are you saying she never even noticed the countdown timer?
No, she did.
She knew that. She knew she was dying then at the end. Okay.
Yeah, she knew.
Okay.
I mean,
I thought maybe she was taken by surprise because the way the dialogue was presented. I couldn't tell. It could have gone either way with that dialogue, that last line she said. So. Yeah,
no, I think she knew.
What do you think, man? I mean, do you think it was good how they handled it? How she passed? And I guess everyone's been asking, is she going to come back as a guardian? I don't think that's going to happen. I think she's done.
I hope not. I mean, I know that's harsh to hear and harsh to say, but I do. I mean,
she'll be like a hollow character. Because, when you're brought back like when Aldrin was brought back as the Crow, he never remembered anything of his past life. And what if she doesn't act like her old self? It'd be kind of weird.
Well, of course.
Crow, really.
Well, according to some people.
That's my opinion. But then what happens is Crow says, "Oh, we're getting payback. Someone's going to die."
Yeah.
And he says, "I'll get with you."
A happy person.
I'll get with you. I'm like, and of course, Marisov's like, "Are you sure you want to do that? It's not the best idea. Every time you've done stuff like that, you don't end up doing very well." And he's like, "Yeah, I know. I'm still doing it." Like, just defying her, So I guess next week is the final story chapter for this season. That's what someone told me. Said there was only going to be.
That's what people are believing anyway.
Yeah.
So, we don't know if there's going to be another part or something like that. So
now I've also heard on the social webs out there speculation that this was supposed to be part of the final shape and that this was part of what was chopped up. Because supposedly, I guess in one of the cutscenes,
it's how Lightfall was supposed to start.
Right. And I guess in one of the cutscenes, it showed her not doing well or in a precarious situation, but I honestly don't remember that part.
Oh, yeah. It was basically like,
was it one of the trailers?
No.
Where she got hit in the ship.
The intro. Yeah. When her ship got shot down.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just had a feeling she'd be okay after that. That didn't seem like it wasn't definitive enough. Well, anyway, I was a little surprised. I didn't think anybody was going to die. I was surprised when it happened so abruptly.
It's a seasonal story. How would anybody expect that?
Yeah. I just wondered, do you think this is the way things are going to be this year? This expansion? Are we going to have a bunch of just really surprising stuff happening at the end of every season? I don't know, it just took me back. I thought Amanda would be here's the thing. We've had this discussion again, and I won't get too deep into it here, but because it is a video game T for teen, the story really can't get too complicated. It's a video game. It's not a movie. It's not a drama series. Maybe one day it'll be on a TV somewhere soon in like a series, but, they really can't get too deep in the weeds on the story. They have to keep it somewhat palatable for a teenager,
Why?
I don't think video games can get very complicated like that. now we talk about The Last of Us. That was a very complicated video game story, but that was a mature game though. That was never meant to be, a T for teen or for everyone type of game. It was definitely an adult game. But I always think that Destiny has to be a little innocent in some of the story plots because it is a T for teen game and it's not an M for mature game, But
just because it's M for mature, that mostly means the language.
Well, it could be adult situations too.
I mean, not really.
No?
No, it's mostly, language. The gore, things like that. It's not.
Okay.
It's not really much else besides that.
As far as the complications of the story, I'm watching that Star Wars series I've been barking about. Obviously Mandalorian's been out. I've been watching that. But the Andor, was such a complicated plot twist and it was just so much
and
more.
What rating was it? Was it M?
I don't think so.
No, it was. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that now.
I don't know. I never look at that stuff because I don't care. But, I know this is a T for teen game because now that I'm on YouTube, blood and gore is actually something that advertisers don't like to see too much. It's something they've made changes with in the video game channels lately. And I noticed there's really no major gore in Destiny. It's kind of superficial.
No, not at all.
So, but no, I was just curious, if you thought that was the way it should have gone or were you expecting something like this?
No, I was not expecting it. Not at all. If anybody tells you they were expecting it,
they're lying.
They're a liar.
They're lying. Because it took me, I had no hints or anything that this was going to happen. It was just totally out of the blue. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, this was, and I know that some people are like poo-pooing it and saying that, it was mishandled and everything else.
Yeah, I read it was on fire as usual.
Well, no, this was good old Tassie.
Oh.
It was like saying this and that. And
I'm
just like, dude, give it up, man.
There goes that guest spot. We're just pissing off everybody. True Vanguard probably will never be on our show either. So, well.
Man, I'm heartbroken.
I know, but we don't play favorites. We really don't.
Yeah, no. We're going to, shoot straight. And,
yeah, exactly.
I would expect nothing less, and
I'd be disappointed if we did. If we did pander,
Yep, exactly. That's your job. But, but no, I just don't get it. What do you expect? For real,
Well, it's like outrage is like the new currency now. It's like if you're not outraged about something, no one's really listening, unless there's some outrage. But seriously, it's like if you're not outraged, it's like you're not getting any attention for anything. It's just getting old, man. It's just getting old.
Yeah. It's like I don't know. I just don't understand. And it's like the only thing that this community seems to be becoming known for is their outrage about the game. And I'm like, God forbid you actually like the shit.
I know.
Damn.
Yeah, well, it's like if you talk about how great the game is, that's positive toxicity, right?
Toxic positivity. Yeah.
My son gave me that definition. He goes, what toxic positivity is when someone's shitting all over a game and you still respond in kind. That's positive toxicity. I'm like, well, that's just the way it's going to be then, son. Cause I'm not going to join the shit parade. I'm not going to do it.
But at the same time, though, if I have issues with something,
we've said we're not afraid to talk about it. Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah.
I just don't.
I don't know how we went down this rabbit hole, but sorry.
Well, I mentioned that Tassie had issue with the campaign.
Yeah.
I get it. I do. Or nothing.
That's his opinion. He's a journalist. That's what he does is create opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah. It creates buzz for the game. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. But is that the right buzz though?
It's good or bad.
God forbid you actually say that. God forbid you actually say that. Oh, well, the story was good. Granted, we haven't had a story like this and people fucking dying in the campaign that are main characters. And
yeah, when's the last time Tassie had a really good article? It was positive. I guess he's had a few.
I'm sure he has. But I don't know. It just seems to me that like right now it's the sentiment of if people are upset, then, then they're going to read. It's like hate reading kind of thing.
And we're talking about Paul Tassi with Forbes. Just so you know, we'll give him credit where credit's due here. That's who we're talking about.
Yeah, and not all of his stuff is trash,
it's not. And he what I like though, he's not one of these journalists who plays a little bit of the game and has all these opinions. He plays the game. I mean, he grinds.
He really
the
does.
Game. He does.
Yeah.
He's a believer like we are, but sometimes I guess he gets disappointed. I don't know.
Of course.
I mean, like a lot of us do.
Right. And I mean, I get being disappointed, but I mean, I think to a degree, you just got to kind of maybe lower your expectations some.
Well, that, and I mean, it's when I go see a movie, right? I have certain expectations, but then I realize you have to suspend. My wife does this all the time. She goes, that's so stupid. I said, honey, suspension of disbelief. That's part of going to a movie or watching entertainment. You got to suspend your disbelief a little bit. And not saying that we got to turn a blind eye to what's going on in Destiny, but you have to give it a little bit of leeway because it's entertainment. It's a story, right? So I don't know. I've always, I don't know if my dad told me that when I was younger, but you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit. That's part of diving into any kind of whatever world you're watching or whatever you're really getting into in entertainment. Okay. My entertainment speech is over. Anyway.
So what did you think of the campaign? The mission, did you like it? Did you have issue with it? I
was very surprised when I saw the flames and, go around her body, and she was definitely just, she was done. I don't think she'll be coming back as a guardian. I don't think that's going to happen. I think she's just written out of the game. I think she's done. And, I'm curious what they're going to do with Zavala come the final shape. I'm curious if he's already mentioned all of his lines and stuff, or if they're going to have to get creative somehow since he's passed now. So I did notice a lot of people, Bungie did have a tribute to him, this week, and they put a little small press release out on that. I thought that was classy.
Well, not just that, but all actually like in game.
In game.
Yeah. I logged in and it had Lance Rick, and it said that right there in that little flash on the screen.
That is true. I did see that.
Like, that's fantastic.
That was good.
It's a stand-up thing for them to do.
Yeah. I mean, he was such a big part of Destiny. And now I told my wife this, and I heard this from, who knows, it might not have been a great source that I heard it from, but I heard before he passed, he was playing Destiny. I know that sounds hokey.
He was. Yeah, he was. It was like the day before.
Was it really?
So, Yep.
I know he was supposed to go on the promotion tour for the new John Wick movie, but decided to bow out. I guess he realized he wasn't doing too well. Anyway, don't want to bring the show down, but that's just still very upset by that. And then when the story happened and then Zavala was at the end of the story this week, he was mourning. It just seemed really weird. But,
yeah. I mean, the timing was
that's
brutal.
I mean, they would, there's no way they would have known that, but still it was kind of weird to see him grieving,
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It is what it is. It is what it is. But, no, I just wanted to mention this story because it kind of took me by surprise this week. And here I was thinking, well, honestly, I thought, okay, fine, Mara, yada, yada, yada. Let's go play a battlefield, a battlefront. What do they call those damn things? The
battleground.
Battleground. Okay. I'll go play my battleground. Then I'll come back and talk to you. That's what they've been doing every week, right? But no, they wanted us to go do this mission where we're going to help, give cover to Amanda and, what's his name again?
Misrax.
Misrax. Thank you. And then at the end, Misrax is coming out with the hostages. And then who's there to say, I told you so?
Yeah. Aramis.
That seemed weird. Was she behind it, or was this something the witness did, or was this some abstract, follower of in the Cabal or something? I mean, who the hell would have set up this trap? I guess we're going to find out next week who to go get, right? With Crow?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Do you think we're making a mistake or what?
I honestly, I do not know what's coming ahead. I really don't. And I kind of like that. I kind of like that it's not so predictable, So maybe the story is getting a little gray. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what Crow has in mind for us next week. I don't know. Maybe Crow will die too.
No, they ain't killing Crow. I mean, that would be insane if they did, but.
Should have died a couple seasons ago.
Don't you fucking.
All right, fine. All right. that's pretty much what we've been doing through the week. Anything else you want to mention? I know we got a lot of good questions tonight from our community. I wanted to make sure we have plenty of time for those, but anything else? Am I missing anything?
I'm trying to think. I did a raid.
Oh yeah. Did you do another? Yeah, I did. Well, wait a minute. We did, we did our raid before last week, but we actually did I did another raid. I got another completion as well on my Titan. He would have been proud. I got him up to light level. And I have to admit, I did the mechanic, the connecting of the, I don't know what they call it. Connecting of the beacons. I guess what I'm guessing, the threads or whatever. And it was much easier to do with a Titan than it was my Warlock. And I know I've heard people talking about how the Warlock can be done quickly, but I haven't figured it out yet. But it's the one thing I love about Titan, man, is the mobility is so much better.
Yep.
But, yeah. So do you have anybody you want to credit for running the raid with?
Yeah, it was, Kato, Go Hawks.
Oh, nice.
Edifier. Let me take a look here because I don't want to forget anyone.
Yeah, I better pull up.
Batman.
Oh, okay. Batman. Nice. Was Ninja in there too?
No, not Ninja.
Okay.
Yoda. Yep. Oh, that was it. Yep.
Okay.
It was good stuff.
I did a run on, Saturday evening. Sorry. Late Saturday. It was, Nihilus was back. I know we gamed with him on our first raid. Sigma 1991 was with us. Ronan Red Lion. It was fun to see him again. Lord Master Chaos, it says he was in there, basically in ACL. He's always in there usually. And, yeah, it was a good raid. Very well done. We all knew what we were doing. I think we breezed through it in like an hour and a half. It wasn't too bad at all. So I know we've had our conversation over this raid, but this is one of those raids where, I was listening to, Potato Thumbs podcast this week, and they had the Blueberry Lounge guys, Native Raider and, Sweaty Spooks on. And I liked their opinion of it. They said, it's okay to have a fast raid. It's kind of nice actually to have a raid you can just breeze through and get your weapons. And that's kind of
Is it though?
That's kind of, I know you're going to disagree, but that's kind of my take, man. I like that the raid is quick. You get your rewards. Boom, boom, you're out.
That's not a fucking raid, man. That's a strike.
I know.
That's a dungeon.
I know. We've gone around and around on this. I know. I still think it's a good raid for a first timer to get into because it's so easy to do. Yeah. So easy to teach.
Ronan asked, no, it's terrible, man.
Okay.
But Ronan asked a question. He's like, would you consider this more of a big dungeon, basically?
I know a lot of people have said that because,
I'm like, yeah,
I think it's longer than a dungeon. Dungeons are a little shorter.
No, I mean, that's what he meant by a big dungeon.
Like just a bigger version. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's wrong with that? I mean, I'm getting all the raid gear.
It's not a raid.
Well, like, okay, for instance, we're playing with some of our UK members tomorrow. I think we're going to do a King's Fall. And, it's going to be a lot of fun. I still need to get some red border weapons and stuff. So everyone will be getting some benefit out of it. And I think we're gaming with, Hades, I want to say is his wife? Fiance, excuse me. I'm sorry. That would be, Parla Sprite. I call her by her old name, not the boss lady at work or whatever they name her in the Discord now. We have, average Destiny 2 player. I mean, good to game with him. Of course, Mr. Monkey. And then us two. It's gonna be a fun raid, man. Fun time tomorrow. Yeah, I can't wait to talk.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm thinking about streaming it. If I do stream it, it'll post on my YouTube channel in my live, playlist, any of my past live, I know you won't see it. You might not see it tomorrow if I'm streaming it, but, if you miss the stream this weekend, then the replay of it will be in my YouTube channel if you want to watch it at a later time. All right, Hazel. Well, if there's nothing more, then that means it's time for this week at Bungie. Hey, Hazel, we need to, record another ad, my dude.
Haven't we done enough of these?
Yeah, I know, but we're getting feedback from our community that they're getting old, so come on. Let's just do it real quick.
All right. Do I need to run this by Laz first?
No, we're fine. Hey, everyone. We just wanted to let everyone know that if you're looking for a clan, we have a Destiny 2 clan, and we invite you all to be a part of it.
All we ask is that you join our Discord community and just enjoy playing the game. We will communicate with you there, and you'll also be assigned a special clan role as well, and a channel.
So look for the invite link in our Discord, in our GDC clan channel, or you can click the link right down there below in our show description.
Yep, our Discord community is pretty awesome. And we have hundreds of active, like-minded Destiny 2 gamers in there. Also, we have a special 100.io bot that can put together groups or whatever you want to get done.
So hit that link, join our community at discord.gg/Guardian Downcast. And if you want to be in our clan, just let one of our mods know, and we'll open the door for you.
All right, enough of this shameless plug. That's it. Cut.
Okay, fine. Jeez. Later, Guardian.
Laz?
No, okay, I'm out. All right, Hazel, 4th week of Season of Defiance. This week at Bungie, what's going on, man?
All right. So, first and foremost, they did do a little piece here for Lance Reddick, who died on last Friday. And then they move into talking about the Crucible pieces that they were also released a Wednesday blog about this. And we'll talk about that. I have a strange feeling that we will.
I have words.
Yeah. I bet you do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's that. Here we are. Sorry, I'm scrolling through this as well.
I'm doing it with you.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, the thing is that, I mean, the Crucible piece is a big thing for this.
It's a big deal, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then Raid Master Mode and Challenge Rotation starts next week.
Oh. There you go. There's your challenge. I was waiting for you to go,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah.
Well, it'll be higher light. You'll get your butt kicked a little easier.
Yeah, this might actually be one of those few raids that I actually do in Master Mode.
I'm thinking about it too.
No, you motherfucker aren't.
Oh, I'm going to do a Master this season. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Adept weapons, man. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait a minute now. They're not doing Adept perks until... No, they're not doing Adept stuff until next season, right? I might skip it. We'll see. We'll see. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Proceed.
Yeah, see.
It's reward, man. Got to give me a carrot. I'm a gamer, man. Come on, Bungie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mm-hmm. I digress.
Yeah. Okay. So, Guardian ranks, they move some stuff around. So, Guardian rank objectives, so for Legend, is moving from 7 to 8, and then Master is moving from 9 to 10.
Oh, the lost sectors. Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Yep. Now, one thing I did want to mention regarding the raids real quick here is the second issue we'd like to discuss is about the jump pads, specifically the second encounter.
Mm-hmm.
The jump pads are a tool to help the players cross, also players can use Strand to circumvent the jump pads, that kind of thing. We've noticed players with high frame rates can unintentionally be killed.
Yes, that happened to me. I was running 120.
So
I ran strapped smack into the wall.
Fix that. There we go. Okay. And also they're going to work on Nezarek's behavior. So he's, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
No
so
easy
that
mode
way
in that
he's
last
going to be
encounter.
a little more deadly.
Uh-oh.
Well, yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Is that immediate or is that coming?
That one is in the works. I believe that one, it's not going to be immediate,
future
but,
update. Okay.
It will definitely be something that is going to be put in place. And they even said that they typically don't do stuff like this.
Yeah, you better jump in that raid now because Nezi's going to be tough once they patch this.
No,
he's going to chase your butt. Okay. What it sounds like to me is we won't be able to stay on that one pad for the entire game and DPS him.
Well, I think that the thought is that we're going to have to go ahead and actually move plates. Maybe that's going to extend the time.
Oh, okay. We've just been brute forcing it, haven't we? Just jumping on there and just blowing them away.
Yeah.
2-phasing them usually.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I've been. I mean,
that's the way we've run it.
Pretty cool if that were, the thing.
I mean, that's kind of the way we've been running it the last 2 times I've run it. We've been almost just pretty much 2-phasing them. Maybe a tiny bit of 3rd phase, but pretty much get most of it done in 2 phases. Like we would purposely let off on the end of the 2nd phase because, once he goes into rage mode, we want to make sure we have all our supers and everything lined up to finish him off. So.
Yep.
We'll see. I'm curious what they're going to do with that.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Shit's broken.
There it is.
Movies. Art. Stay crafty, Sam.
Shit's broken. Okay. Love it. All right, Hazel, thanks. We'll be right. Nothing.
Shit's broken.
Yes, it is. That's what it's on our t-shirts. I get it.
I mean, well, I don't just mean that, but
I know. I mean, isn't stuff always broken? I mean, there's always something.
Well, it's always, right. I mean, more stuff's always broken in the beginning.
Right. So. Right. It's getting better though. The list looks a lot shorter this week. So
there's also some stuff that's not in the list.
Oh, so okay. Never mind. I'll take that back.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Hazel. All right, folks, we'll be right back.
Hello, everybody. You are listening to Jealous Gaming on Guardian Downcast.
All right, Hazel, we got an article from Bungie, I guess, Wednesday of all times, right before the TWAB, concerning updates they're going to be doing in the Crucible. And did you want to kind of just run down the list here? I've got thoughts, but I don't want to dominate the conversation here. I want to see what you think as well. So
yeah,
where do we start here? Yeah,
yeah. So I'm just going to pretty much just go in order here. Okay. I mean. Pretty much the first thing they talk about is playlists and offerings, updates to maps and game mode waiting. That's already happened. Clash is leaving quick play in the mid-season update that's happening. They're introducing a new rotator for Crucible, which is going to be interesting.
Yes.
So real quick here, they've increased the map waiting for Javelin 4, Burnout, Rusted Lands, Midtown, and Wormhaven. They have reduced the waiting for Disjunction, Cathedral of Dusk, Twilight Gap, Dead Cliffs for Clash only, Anomaly, and Cauldron.
Okay.
And then Exodus Blue and Convergence aren't even in the playlist.
Oh, I like Exodus Blue. It's a chaotic map, but it's like the old Call of Duty days. Oh, well. C'est la vie.
So this Crucible Rotator that they're bringing out here. Well, yeah, first Clash is leaving and, just prepare yourself for that.
It's just going to be called Control, right? Again, they're going back to what they've been doing. Just going to have the Control playlist, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Clash is leaving there. And they're doing a Crucible Relentless Rotator. What's that, you ask?
What's that, Hazel?
It's going to use connection-based matchmaking.
Okay, I like this.
So, this is going to be Clash, Rift, and Zone Control.
Okay. Relentless.
So, for anybody who doesn't know, we have what they call right now loose skill-based matchmaking. Mm-hmm. So, skill-based is they give you a number and then they try to match you around similar groups. And they want you to have basically a 1.0 KD so that you're going to be able to go against people that are as good as you, a little bit better, and a little bit worse than you. Mm-hmm. How they're setting it up is sort of whack because, I mean, to a degree, it seems like they're doing a thing where it's like, hey, you know what? You won that game because that was too easy. And then they put you against basically like Cool Guy and his crew. And then you get raked over the coals there. Mm-hmm. I mean, that sort of seems how it is or how it was last season. And I just hated that. So I just bowed out completely for the rest of the season. Mm-hmm. But here with connection based, it is basically going to be who has the best connections, and it's going to compare you with them. And you could play somebody like Cool Guy.
Mm-hmm. Wide open.
And you could also play somebody like myself, who's not that good despite having a 2.0 KD. So yeah. So that's connection based. It's basically, it does not incorporate skill whatsoever. Now, Bungie will basically sort it. So they'll go ahead and get everybody who has good connections. And then what they'll do is they'll use skill based at that point.
Oh, I see.
That's what they've always done, basically.
Mm.
You know how it always says whenever you stomp a team, it says, hey, we're adjusting for.
Right. Well, we're finding another team. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it used to say that they were like looking, and then they would say we're finding a different team, and then they would pair you with the same people.
That happened a lot. Yes.
Yeah. And it's because what they're doing is they're adjusting the matchmaking parameters.
Right.
So there we are. So don't be surprised if you see that happen. Okay.
I had one comment on this rotator thing. They're having two rotators, right? They got the relentless one and then what they call the party one, which is, it's like the zany games like Mayhem and Scorched, run around the Scorch Cannon, which I don't know.
Yeah. And they're going to incorporate new stuff. I mean, that's, yeah, I mean, it's Mayhem and Scorched and Momentum Control. I mean, it's not really the zany stuff. It's just the more niche kind of things. I mean,
well, yeah,
I don't know about this relentless rotator though. I don't know if that's going to split the player base.
Well, okay. I had words on this part, and it's the fact that when I look at the season challenges and I see you got to kill 50 enemies in Scorched, I just roll my eyes. I'm like, why? This is such a nothing burger game. This is not even real Crucible. You're just jumping around in the air and timing your Scorch Cannon. I mean, or holding it down and getting someone to walk over it when you explode it. I mean, it's really not, I don't consider it a Crucible game. It's just kind of like it says, it's a party game. Mayhem, same thing. Everyone just runs around, sits around till their supers charge, and then they jump in the air like John Wayne and start firing away. Momentum Control is kind of like hardcore. I kind of like that being in with the relentless rotator because I love that game type. And I think,
whoa. What? Okay. Now this has been the point where I would say, Mr. Editor, go ahead and let's, play that from any of the past episodes from last year when they didn't have skill-based matchmaking.
All right.
To where you said that skill-based matchmaking was going to be the solution to all of our problems.
Did I say that? I don't remember saying that.
Yeah, you did. You were like all on board for the skill-based matchmaking.
I am a proponent.
How skill-based matchmaking was going to be the best.
All right. I got to defend myself here because what I meant by that is, okay.
Yes.
Bungie has two different, ends of the rope they have to try to balance here.
No.
What?
No. That's not what I asked. That's not what I said.
What?
Come on, defend yourself.
No, skill based. I'm explaining.
Hide behind the streamers and the top tier players who.
Well, let's face it.
Stomp.
Let's face it. They have to pander to some of them because they're the ones who promote their game. And I've heard nothing but, well, not nothing, but I've heard a lot of the higher end players and the streamers say that their connections are terrible. They're getting so many, they're playing people from China or across the world and stuff because they're going with skill-based matchmaking and then connection-based. Mm-hmm. Well, I think there's a happy medium here, and they call it loose skill-based matchmaking. Let's face it, it's skill-based matchmaking because I guarantee you when I played comp last season, it was so deterministic how our night was going to end up. We would win a game really easily. I can almost guarantee you 90% of the time we're going to get stomped the next game because that's skill-based kicking in. They want you to have a 50% win-loss rate. The thing I do like about this is the fact that they have a fun playlist where if you want to get together with a bunch of the gang at night and go play in the relentless rotator and just play Clash, Rift, and Zone Control, then fine. I think Momentum Control could be in there too because it's not really that wacky of a game. But there's a place for you to have fun with others. And if, say, you have a heavier weighted skill based token or whatever you want to call it, you don't want to pull your whole team into a really sweaty game. So it's kind of nice that the fact that you have a place to go now. You didn't have this last season. Last season, everything was skill based across the board. And you didn't have these playlists. So now Bungie at least is giving you these places you can go to just play. And if you roll the dice, you may play True Vanguard one game. One game you may play, people that you run into all the time playing skill based. So I kind of like that they're separating it out, at least this time. But as far as skill based matchmaking, you either are going to piss off the streamers or you're going to alienate the new players or people who don't play Crucible. So Bungie has this dilemma. They're like, okay, who do we weight this more toward? Because we want new players to try Crucible, but we don't want to alienate all of our high end players and all of our people who stream this game and people are watching and immediately have an itch to go play the game now. So I think this is their way of balancing at least the skill based matchmaking out at least a little bit here. But I like the fact that they have a separate rotator now where you can do that. But as far as the skill-based matchmaking, I think overall I do agree with it. I know I've heard a lot of people in our Discord that love skill-based matchmaking. They're not getting slammed every game. They're actually playing, they're having close games and games where it could go either way at the end. And isn't that kind of what you want? I mean, I'd love to. Everyone wants to stomp, man. Everyone wants to go in and just run over a team. But when you do that so many times, it just gets boring. It does, man. It gets boring when you just are rolling over teams in your mercying games one after another after another. Not that I've been in that position very often, but it doesn't feel that great as much as you think it would. It feels a lot more fun when you're playing someone who it matches up skill wise with you and gives you a run for your money, That's pretty much what I had to say.
So, yeah. So moving on.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah. They're talking about fire team matchmaking here. And basically they're patting themselves on the back that, hey, with this, that, we're not putting like ones up against like some sixes.
Right.
And that kind of thing. So,
and can I just say, I played 3 nights of Iron Banner and it was almost to a T what they're saying on this chart. It was pretty accurate. Well, yeah. If we had a team of 4, we were playing a team of 4 with a couple randos. If we had a team of 5, we would play 5 and 1. If we had a full team, we never faced anybody but a full stack.
Gator, this is okay. I'm going to say something here, and this is going to be groundbreaking, I'm sure. This is how it should have been from the beginning.
It's not that easy, though. I'm curious to see what happens once the player base starts to thin a bit.
Dude, come on, man. Come on.
We'll see.
For real.
Time will tell on this.
No, this is how it should have been from the beginning.
I'm not arguing that point. What I'm saying is I don't know if that's feasible to do as much as they're saying it is once the population dips a little.
I mean, of course it's not. But, I mean, what they're doing is, this is how it should have been set up originally. I mean, they patted themselves on the back here by saying, hey, you know what? For trials, we had, 2s and 1s going. We never had we limited the number of times it was 3 individual people versus
bunch of
3, or a 3 stack.
Yeah.
And it's well, motherfucker, you should have been doing that shit from the beginning.
I gotta admit, that's really, I'm happy. I'm just happy they've put it into, that separate little tab that no one ever saw for the solo players that probably really needed to see it. It was so small. No one really even knew what it was. Especially if you're a newer player, you don't know what the hell that little tab means. You just go to the big icon, right? And matchmake in. But, I love this for trials because I don't know how many times I can tell you, me and Warcry would play as a 2 stack with one random person and we would play full 3 stacks every time and we would just get slaughtered probably 80% of the time. So the fact that this is working in trials too gives me hope to maybe try it again. And you said you had good experience with it last week.
Yeah, because it should have been this way from the beginning, Gator. I don't know, man.
No, I agree with you.
It's
never been this case, though. It's never been this way. This is the best it's ever been.
No, it was I mean, granted, it may have been that the player populations were too low to accommodate that, or it may have been something else. Mm-hmm. I mean, you never know. Yeah. I mean, granted, of course, when the player population dips pretty low, then it's, there's not much you can do.
Well, my hope is it stays this way, regardless of the population. But I'm just glad it's here, man, because, it eliminates the solo queue, playlists that separate more players. And at least you have solo players to fill in on like 5 stacks, and even 4 stacks have a couple, either a pair or a couple random players, and it's not 6 solo players going up against a full fire team, which happened a lot in the past.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So
it is what it is. I'm happy with what they're doing here. And yes, they probably should have done it all along. I agree. Sorry. I'm not trying to drag it out. I know we're trying to skim through it. Yes, but you are.
I know. So, okay. Dear God. So they have charts here. They have a lot of charts saying, hey, what we're doing is working. What a thought.
Wait a minute. Talk about the win trading.
Ah, yes. So this is a different chart, but they were like, hey, we noticed something that some people have like these weird things going on. So they go ahead and they took a look at it, and guess what? They found out that people are cheating, either win trading or what was the other one that they said?
Tanking, smurfing.
Yeah, tanking, and then they were trying to go ahead and build back up to, they were basically farming lower rank kills, right, people and stuff like that. So they were like, yep, no more is that going to happen. Because they're basically banning those people.
That's what I love to hear, man. I love to hear that shit.
Hail,
play the game. Come on, play the game. Quit trying to cheat. Well, you're just cheating yourself because you really don't know how good you are if you don't.
They don't care.
I know.
They want the shit, man.
I'm shouting into the abyss. I know. No one's listening.
Yeah, I wish I weren't.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's that.
Yeah.
There we are. Okay. They go on here to talk about how skill is found and things like this. And then they move on to competitive rewards.
Yeah, I'm glad we're talking about this because we had this conversation a lot last season. Myself, Warcry, and Fluffy. So they kind of explain why they're doing it this way, I guess.
It's not rocket science that, that they need this shit.
Yeah.
It seems like rocket science to Bungie, but I don't know. I just work here. So,
yeah.
All right. So competitive rewards. Get an increasing Crucible rank multiplier based on your current division, which works in all playlists.
I like that.
There we go. Get 1 roll of the Rose hand cannon each week per character for participating. So that's new. Or that's not new. That's same old.
Right.
Find out where you stand amongst the rest of the PvP community.
That's a reward.
Look at you.
That's a reward.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
People want to know, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Earn the Glorious title. Okay. Same shit.
Yeah.
Fucking different day.
Right.
All right. So we want competitive division to be more rewarding to chase for the dedicated PvP players. And back when we introduced the system in Season 19, we promised more information. Today we have some. At the mid-season patch of this season, Season 20, Lord Shaxx will have a new emblem if you are Ascendant 3 or higher.
Oh my God. That's a beautiful
emblem.
emblem.
And that emblem looks fantastic.
That is beautiful. That's art. Holy moly.
Yeah.
That took some time to make.
Yep. So, At the start of Season 21, the Rose hand cannon will be replaced. By what, you ask?
Yeah, what are they replacing?
A sniper.
Ooh. I like it.
We plan to add new weapons to the competitive division every other season.
Okay.
The Rose will be available again in the future, but will be unobtainable during Season 21.
Jeez, Ascendant. That's going to be tough to get to.
Yeah. Lord Shaxx will have a new Season 21 Ascendant emblem. We are adding a new Ascendant emblem and retiring the previous one each season.
I like that. It's a trophy.
Yep. Okay. And Lord Shaxx will have a Trasman effect for players who reach Silver 3 or above.
Yeah, I like this. This is kind of neat.
Not bad.
Well,
it's kind of nifty. Like, why not?
Let's face it. 2% of the population is going to get the emblem. That's a percentage of people who actually make it to Ascendant. If they're not win trading, that is.
Is it 2%? I thought it was 8%.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
3%.
3%. All right. I'm sorry. I'm off a percent. Yeah.
7% made it to Adept. Where'd you make it?
I made it to Platinum, and I didn't even try after that. I just got my glorious title, and I called it a night. I think we played a little bit. I think me and Fluffy got to like Platinum 1, I think. We got close to Adept, but I don't think we ever got to Adept.
Yeah. So basically, it's so the numbers that I'm reading here from one of the charts where they said copper was 1% of the population. Less percent were copper than Ascendant. That's kind of crazy. Bronze was 6%. Then silver was 23%. Gold had the biggest at 34%. And then platinum was 26%. Adept 7%. And Ascendant was
pretty much
3%.
Just like a bell curve. Pretty close to one.
What a shocker, right?
Pretty damn close. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Well, that's good though. You know, it's like it's like that emblem you got when you got the pulse, that pulse rifle that you killed for back at the beginning of Destiny 2. Fluffy has it because only like 2,000 people in the world have it. And he
that
keeps
was
it on for that pulse rifle that you got for getting to I think it was the glory rank you got to,
Redrix's broadsword and his claymore.
Yeah.
One of those two. Yeah.
It was the claymore because the broadsword was the one you could actually get with a long mission after that.
Okay.
But because he got the claymore the tough way, Fluffy has that emblem. So this will be neat for Ascendant players, having this emblem. It'll be something to pump their chest and.
Yeah, a nice little badge of honor.
It is. And the fact that they have a new one every season, that's going to keep people playing.
Yep.
It makes me think about it. I got to admit, it makes me think maybe I can grind it and get it. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's not a grind kind of thing.
You're going to hit a wall eventually.
Yeah. This isn't a thing where it's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to, sit down for an hour a night and knock this out. This don't work like that. I'm
telling you, if you want to get Ascendant, there's only one way you're going to be able to do it. And that's get a killer team of 3.
Oh, sorry.
No, they're banning people for that. No, you're going to get a killer. In other words, True Vanguard's going to get Hovey, probably one of his other killers and himself, and he's going to jump in and just stomp on people until they get to Ascendant. And I think True Vanguard got it done in like a day and a half. But,
yeah, well,
no, he did start solo, but then when he got into higher ranks, he realized he hit a wall like everyone else does. I don't care how good a player you are. 2-3 people that are good against one person is good. You're never going to win that battle in Destiny. So you have to bring in a killer team, man. That's the only people who are going to make it to Ascendant. I don't know anybody who's gotten to Ascendant fully solo. Maybe some crazy Destiny players out there like Frostbolt maybe, but I don't know, man. I haven't heard anybody being able to get to Ascendant totally solo. Well, I'm thinking of another, but not many. These are like 1 in a million players. I'm talking just total gods in PvP.
So, all right. So that was an interesting part there to talk about. Now,
it's going to be fun. I mean, we wanted cosmetics. We talked about cosmetics and they're giving us some cosmetics. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. So competitive quality of life changes here.
Man, it's a big article,
So-
man.
Yeah, this is. I mean, well, we're about, a little over halfway through.
Yeah, we're
So-
skimming through it, folks. We're not sticking on every word. We're just getting the broad points here that we want to talk about.
Yep. Gator's filling in for the words that I'm not reading.
Mm-hmm.
Competitive quality of life. Spawn Overshield is going to be increased at the mid-season update. Rumor has it, this is like D1 levels of
I like it.
Overshield.
We played that night. I told you I played Iron Banner against the mouse and keyboard PC players.
Yeah.
We got stuck in dead cliffs, and I literally spawned in and got headshot by a sniper. I'm like, okay, what do you do here? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this needs to be done as soon as possible.
Yeah. Basically what they're doing here is that they're saying that, or now correct me if I'm wrong here, but they're basically saying that in order to, even if you were to snipe somebody with this, that it's not going to kill them. It's basically just going to hurt them a lot. And then what's going to happen is you're going to have to finish them off with something else.
Right. Yeah. It's just like Destiny 1. You got this long, you
have to
overshield.
wait for that overshield to disappear first.
There'll still be good players
then-
who'll wait and know the timing of it, but still gives you
of
time to
course.
run out of that spot, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what it's designed to do, is to help the player who's actually getting revived versus getting farmed.
Exactly. It just limits the farming.
Yep. Okay. Here we are. Competitive. Go. And General Crucible future season changes. They're going to be adding more spawn points.
I like it. So you just do that in Gambit.
Yeah, but they need to have people play Gambit first.
And they got to have more than 3 maps.
Lobby balancing.
Okay.
So, they are going to be investigating a new style of lobby balancing. So,
Okay.
no idea what the hell that's going to consist
I'm sure they'll
of,
tell us
but-
later. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So, hey, who knows?
True Vanguard will be happy because he complains about this issue all the time, that he'll get roped in with 5 other low skill players against medium and high skill players on the other team. And unless he gets 50 kills a game, he never wins. So that's not really fair. So I'm glad they're looking at it at least. Hey, they're mentioning. I don't care. I know. Nobody's listening.
Sorry, True Vanguard. I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, hey, I mean, it sucks. Sure. I mean, I'm sure I'd be bitching about it too if I were in that situation.
Well, he's in the
I'm
top
not.
5% of players. So
yeah.
okay. I'm
I
curious
would
to
say
see
top
what they do.
3 if he's ascendant.
Yeah, he is. Top 3%. There you go.
Look at that. Math.
I think I'm in the top
Iron
10,
Banner.
15% maybe. I don't know.
So,
I'm a ways away.
what?
I'm not there. I'm not there by a long shot.
Yeah, you're like in the top 75.
Yeah, that'll work.
Well, maybe top 25, I mean. So,
Yeah.
okay. Iron Banner. We had many Iron Banner details in the TWAB last week, and we saved a few just for this. While we love Rift, it's currently not friendly for solo players. So, they're doing some shit about that.
Mm-hmm.
And expect an Iron Banner specific twist to address some factors in future seasons. And we are also looking at a couple of the challenges for earn a daily reputation bonus from complete matches as specific classes to earn a pinnacle.
Right. They're not
So,
happy with
but
the
we don't have
solution.
another solution we're happy with yet.
Yeah. Okay. It's on the list. That's all I care about.
Yep. So that's the good time. Good stuff right there. Okay. Now, okay. Up to this point in this thing, I was dozing off. I'm sure you're dozing off. So I was like, okay, they're really not saying much. So I'm going to go ahead and, just tune out. And then I didn't go back to it. But I was like, hey, my buddy Astrocross, He's here.
No, he's your buddy. Okay.
What, Astrocross?
Yeah.
I didn't say True Vanguard.
All right, fine.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
What you talking about?
No, I'm good. Good. I like Astrocross.
Yeah. What?
No, I was just yawning.
What's the shade for?
I got no shade against Astrocross. I like his personality. I like the dude.
What? You don't like Astrocross, but you like True Vanguard.
I like them both for different reasons. Another week, boys, and another twab.
Yep. So, all right. So I watched an Astrocross video for the updates here on Trials.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, shit's about to change.
What do you mean, Hazel? See how I did that?
I wasn't asking, but yeah. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so, okay. So they're again patting themselves on the back for the, 1-1-1, the 3v3
fire team matchmaking.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Fucking groundbreaking shit.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah. Okay. So there's that. They're also going to be bringing back Trials Labs. And the summary of the goals for the Trials matchmaking system. Allow players to play with friends without worrying about whether they have gone flawless. Curious, right?
Yes.
Remove the motivation for... Ready? For resetting cards in order to farm or carry.
Wow. Imagine that. That's what 90% of all the players do that carry people. They reset their cards at 5 wins or 6 wins.
Yeah. 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 It's a glorious thing. Okay. So if your good buddy True Vanguard is carrying your ass. Okay. And you're in the flawless pool with all your, your PvP buddies, cool guy, all that good stuff.
Yep.
Ascendant Nomad, former guest of the show.
Sure.
Is that fair to you?
All right. Number one, I would hope that I'm not so much of a carry for him. I would think that I would actually help the team. Secondly, I would be stoked to be in the flawless pool playing the best of the best. I mean, I got some good players around me. That's why you play with the people who carry. You want to work with them, and I've been in carry situations. It's a lot of fun, man.
Don't you start, man. Don't you start.
I don't know, man. I just no. I don't know. It's a circumvent that
was
thing.
That was such a lame answer, man.
That was not a lame answer because that's exactly how I would feel. But I don't apply to this. So, I mean, if I'm like I'm like a PvE player, right, that loves PvE, and I don't play a lot of PvP, and I'm getting carried, then I don't know. Maybe I'd be a little upset, I guess, that I'm in the flawless pool. But if the person's good enough to do a carry and he has a killer with him, they shouldn't have any issues. They should be able to still do it. Plus, the population's smaller because everyone's resetting their damn cards. So it should be easier. I've heard once you go flawless and you're in the flawless pool, I've heard people tell me that the games become easier because all the sweaties are resetting their cards.
Yeah, I've not heard that.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll have to agree to disagree there. Better protection for players who are struggling to find success in the playlist.
Okay. My ears perked up.
Yeah, exactly. So, how does the new matchmaking work? So, they have 2 active pools. So, why don't you go ahead and take over this part?
Well, they're going to have 2 active soft pools. Soft meaning the matchmaking initially prefers not to blend the pools, but if necessary, they'll find a good game quickly. So the distinction is not as dramatic as the one between flawless and non-flawless that's in the system right now. But they're going to have a challenger pool where most players who currently play trials on a week-to-week basis, in other words, have racked up a ton of flawless cards over the seasons, who want to go flawless will play. It represents an experience like the original iteration of Trials in Destiny 1. Oof, those are not good memories. Trials in D1 was very sweaty. Oh my God. Maybe it's because I wasn't playing Crucible as much back then, but still not good memories. But it has a more difficult card. And, as the card progresses or as you've been flawless, this pool is matched based solely on connection. Oh boy. There's no matchmaking based on tickets or win tickets or weekly wins or skill or anything. It's luck of the draw. Players who have any card with no losses, including a card after reset, or those playing with someone in their fire team that has a card with no losses will be placed in this pool. Oof. Then they have what they call a practice pool. This pool is targeted at new or less experienced players or players who are not yet ready to give Going Flawless a shot, and it represents a place for them to dip their toes into trials. I like this. They're not thrown into the deep end. I like it. It's matched based on connection and weekly performance. In other words, how well you've done in trials this week, and it resets every week. Only players with a flawed card or those in their first game of the week can play in this pool. Everyone in your fire team must have a flawed card or be on the first game of the week. This pool has stomp protection. If you're consistently struggling, it will reduce your weekly performance rating and basically put you in with some easier matches until you recover from that. And then there's farming protection. If the system detects that you or your fire team members are likely attempting to farm the practice pool, it will slow down your matchmaking times. I love this. I love the way they think here. And you'll continue to lock into the challenger pool for the remainder of the weekend, regardless of your card state. This is going to be a little tougher for those carry guys that reset their cards to follow. So I like this. It's kind of stealthy. I like the way they're doing this. I didn't read this, by the way. This is all new to me.
You didn't?
This is as far as I got in reading the article this week. So this is all news to me. As always, we'll be playing alongside with you in both pools, monitoring feedback on the new system as the season progresses. Now, is this season 21? I just want to make sure here. 20.
No,
Holy crap. This is coming right now? Yeah. What? Oh my God, I'm excited. I'm sorry. This is promising. I can't believe they've already got this all in place. Wow. I'll be playing trials next week. I will. I want to see how this works. I'll report back. Updates to passages. Wealth will reward extra trials rank on every win. The amount rewarded increases as your major rank increases. Mercy will now give 2 loss forgivenesses if you have not been flawless for the week. It reverts to its old behavior of forgiving a single loss once you go flawless. And changes to the Gilded Flawless title requirements. We want to bring us more in line with Gilded Glorious. And a better reward dedication along with the individual team skill and trials. You'll have a new flawless emblem. Okay. You're rewarded for going flawless while ever trailing in any of your wins. Wow. Experimenting with changing the main trials game mode to zone capture elimination, which has been renamed to Dominion, A new introductory quest to better onboard players into the trial environment. Man, I can't believe this is all right now. Dude, this is promising. These are like all the things that I've been hoping that they would do in trials.
Yeah.
And now they're doing it. And not only talking about it, it's already done. Stomp protection and farming protection. I love this, man. Woof. Okay. Countdown, Countdown Classic. They're having a different countdown variations that are coming back. And this is starting in season 21. There'll be Countdown Classic, Countdown Defenders. I'm just going to say they're going to have some new trials. I'm not going to go into the weeds here. They're going to have some new trials game types and Countdown Rush. Okay, I like this.
It's going to be, they're bringing in some new maps and new modes, which are,
yeah.
It's going to be fun.
I want to talk about this new game type they're thinking about because my ears perked up when I did read this
Checkmate.
part. I like this, man. It says, looking forward, we're going to be exploring new modes that branch out from the standard Destiny sandbox. Checkmate is a new set of game rules that intends to create a slower paced experience where players have more opportunity to react to encounters and where power spikes are earned rather than guaranteed. This includes changes to how special ammo is acquired, ability recharge rates, weapon time to kill, and the player's health settings. This mode is a significant shift from our core experience, so we're currently targeting Season 22 timeframe to make sure we have the time to tune at the many interacting systems. Wow. That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that.
I don't know.
What do you think,
I'm
man?
anxious to see how this comes out. I really, truly am. Now, I mean, the one thing that you kind of glanced over.
What's that? Sorry, I'm reading this with new eyes here. I didn't read this part. It was the very end of the article.
So you just kind of glanced over this. Like, you didn't really like go into detail.
On what?
So the Passage of Mercy.
What? Did I miss that? You get two mercies, right?
Yeah. You get 2 losses.
Were you listening?
I know you did, but you just like, that's pretty huge.
Oh, I know it's huge. And that's right now, by the way. That's right now. As of next week. There's no trials this week. As of reset on Tuesday, well, this weekend coming up when trials is back, this will all be into effect. Everything except the Season 22 stuff we're talking about here, but, and the countdown classics and all that, that's not till Season 21. So keep that in mind. That's not coming until Season 21, I believe. I'm looking just to make sure I'm right on this. Yeah. Season 21, Season 22.
Yes. So the Passage of Mercy thing is going to be Season 21.
Oh, wait a minute.
And Passage of Wealth.
Oh, wait a minute. Countdown is starting in Season 20. So it's not saying when exactly. So stay tuned.
So yes, so for right now, I'm glad that we're finally getting some PvP love, but so I've got a question for you.
All right, go ahead. I know where you're going.
So I'm curious. Where do you think I'm headed with this?
I think you're thinking what I'm thinking, and that this is all nice and stuff, but there's really no new information here for the most part, other than this end part with trials. I mean, let's face it. No,
that's not where I'm headed, because this is good stuff.
Well, at the end here it is.
Community is, yeah. They're pretty like happy with all this.
Yeah.
But
what's your question?
Okay. So you being the resident PvP person here, do you feel like this is maybe sort of like a tease kind of thing?
My opinion on this, on Crucible period, is I still believe there is a very small skeleton crew running the Crucible right now. I think, who is the latest Crucible dev who just got moved to another project?
Oh, it was Kevin Yanis.
Yeah, Kevin Yanis has already moved on to another project. Well, come on. The writing's on the wall. After Final Shape, I think we're going to start hearing something about a PvP game from Bungie. I know it's coming, man. I just know it's coming. It makes perfect sense. They've really neglected Crucible. They're not doing any new maps. That's unheard of, man. Every expansion in Destiny 1, we had not just one new map. We had like 4 or 5 new maps. It was amazing what they were bringing into Crucible back then. It's been crickets, man. There's been nothing really new in Crucible. And the changes they're making here, I think they maybe realize that they got to at least throw us a bone right now in the Crucible to keep us from leaving the game. There's a lot of PvP players that have already left. And I think this is an attempt to throw a Band-Aid on the situation. Now, don't get me wrong. I hail Bungie for these changes they're making, especially in trials, because I've always avoided trials for a lot of these reasons. Mainly because there's a lot of account servicing. There's a lot of, Dude, there's still account recovs. I don't care if people are worried. People are worried about getting banned. There's still account recovs going on. It's out there.
A lot.
I'm telling you, I look up guys I play trials with, and this isn't too far back, that had 1.1 KDs, and they were pulling out 3 and 4 KDs against us. I'm not a great player, but I'm not a terrible player. And I know when I'm getting run over by a superior player. And there's no way in hell these guys were 1.1 KDs. There's no way in hell they were. It was an account recov, dude. It was obvious.
So what?
It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It ruins the game for everyone. It ruins the game.
No,
it does.
I would argue that having trials in there anyway ruins the game.
No, Trials, I'm telling you, man, Trials is a lot of fun.
It's a high-end.
It is. It's in-game.
It's a high-end, in-game PvP thing.
But I would consider this like a raid in PvE. This is in-game material, but it should be accessible to everyone. If you want to try it, it should be accessible. If you meet the criteria.
Anybody can log in and
absolutely.
Do it.
But the fact that they have two different pools now that aren't really clearly defined, in other words, it's not based on a card win. This is promising, man. Because you have so many people that would go up to that 6 win, reset their cards and let the carry keep his card and then get the next win. And he goes to the lighthouse by himself and they reset their cards and rinse repeat. Oh, yeah. Just to avoid the flawless pool. Now they're not even going to know if they're in it or not. I love it. I love what they're doing in this. So, and Countdown was never my favorite game type. I'm curious to see what they do. And I guess the first Countdown is going to be coming sometime this season. But, overall, I mean, I'll just give you my overview of this. When I first read this article, and I did listen to some of the Astrocross video, it was a long video, man. I kind of snored a little bit. I kind of fell asleep a little bit. There's a lot of stuff in here, like for instance, Iron Banner. What did they really tell us about Iron Banner other than the daily reputation bonus and complete matches as certain subclasses? They're looking into something on that. I mean, what did they really tell us different on Iron Banner? That Riff won't be back? Okay. That's it. That's all they told us.
What do you want to see?
I wanted to hear about a great idea of something they have coming up, but they really didn't.
They said that. They said that they're going to do something. They've got some twists that they're going to put on it and that kind of thing.
As far as the challenges, but they really didn't say anything other than that. I know lobby balancing.
I mean, dude, it's
spawn
Iron
camping.
Banner.
I know. But as far as
Iron Banner, I mean, they're already mentioned that they're moving like spawn locations.
I understand. I hailed them for that. I do. But okay, let's go to competitive. We skimmed over this, but they said, they were trying to explain skill-based matchmaking versus rank matchmaking. Cause I ended up in Gold 3. A lot of my friends did. And we were playing people who were not in Gold 3. And I'm like, wait a minute. If this is truly a ladder-based game. Now, I was naive. I thought it was ladder-based. I thought it was based, you're going to play people in gold or maybe high silver or low platinum, within that range. No, you're playing skill-based match-made people. So I was like, well, why are we even caring about what rank we're in when it's just a skill-based match-made game? And what they try to explain here is that, like we mentioned, there were people that are tanking. There were people that are smurfing, coming in with new accounts and trying to run over a high skill player, running over all these people who are definitely not at that skill level. And they were talking about how that's why they have to keep the skill based in to prevent this stuff. So they really didn't, there's nothing new there. Pretty much comp is the same. It's going to be skill based match made and they're not going to do anything to change that. Nothing really different in comp. So other than the rewards, and yes, they're giving us a lot of, cosmetic rewards. That's what we asked for, right? We want some kind of, way to pump our chest for our accomplishments. But as far as, talking about the fire team matchmaking, I mean, that's pretty much already been talked about. There's really nothing there. And I do hail that they are separating and creating some playlists that aren't skill-based match made for those out there who maybe are not having a good experience from it. And at least there's a place they can go. Even the streamers who want to get some awesome clips for their videos, they can jump into the fun, play game, playlist and do it that way instead of running into, the skill-based match-made stuff. That's what I thought you were heading toward. Is the fact that other than the changes they're making with trials at the end of this article, which I did not read.
No, this all just seems to me like a big tease of, hey, we didn't forget about you. We're still doing shit and things like this. And
they're basically doing, mouth to mouth resuscitation on the Crucible. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Just keeping us barely alive.
How I feel. Yeah. It's like, it still's alive. It has a pulse.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to shortchange them either and say that this is, like not going to work or bad stuff or something like that. But these are all good changes.
Yes.
These really, truly are.
It's things we've asked for. And Checkmate, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what this is about. It may be a total flop, but hey, I'm keeping my expectations open for now to see what happens there. And that's in 2 seasons, right? It's 2 seasons away. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I thought it was lip service to most of it was just lip service until I heard about the changes they made in Trials, and I might play some Trials now. It's exciting. That's my takeaway. What is your overall takeaway? Like what you said, or?
Yeah, again, I mean, it's just that. To me, this is sort of like lip service, yet at the same time, it's.
Okay.
I mean, just sort of like, okay, well, like it's good. I mean, these are all good changes. I'm glad to see them and that.
Yeah.
But still, let's get something. I don't know. I want something with some teeth in it.
I know. I know you want that, man, but I'm telling you, until that new game comes out after the final shape, we're really not going to see anything great differences in Crucible. Other than, they mentioned here, this is promising. And I'm not saying they're liars. I think this will all happen. And I'm looking forward to trying Trials again, because I've pretty much stayed out of that loop for a while. It was pretty sweaty.
Are you going to try comp again this season?
Yeah. Yeah, I was just talking to Warcry playing Iron Banner last night. We were going to play it this week, but Iron Banner was out. And we pretty much, me and Warcry are Iron Banner junkies. We got to play our Iron Banner. I says, I'm not playing Iron Banner the third time when that stupid, I don't even know what the game type's called. I never can remember it. The ones with the turrets drop down. I said, I'm not playing it. I won't be playing
Conquest or something.
Something like that. And Warcry's like, your ass will be right in there with me playing. I'm like, no, no, I'm not going to do it. And I thought thinking about it, I was like, yeah, I'm probably going to play it. So yeah. All right. Well, I know you probably didn't want to go over it as much as I wanted to tonight. I know there was, like you said, it was kind of lip service.
Information.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all positive and that kind of thing. I mean, I thought that them gloating about the matchmaking stuff sort of seemed.
Hey, I'm happy they did it. I'm happy they're doing it at least. I still give.
I'm happy that they are happy that they did it.
Excuse my positive toxicity here, but Bungie does listen to their community. I mean, all of these things that I'm reading right here are things that we've been talking about in comp and things we've been mentioning on the show, things we've talked about and people generally have been asking for. So good on you, Bungie. I'm happy with what you're saying here. And, like a lot of people in the PvP community, we're not going to really do too much to knock it. We're just glad that they're doing something, making some changes here. And I'm like I said, I'm looking forward to Trials next week.
It's still alive. So, hey.
Yeah. Mouth to mouth. Like I said,
Bungie has not killed it. So that's a good thing.
They're keeping us alive in it. So, all right. We got some great questions, man. Let's move on to our questions for our show. And we'll do that right after this. Hey Guardians, would you like to send a question for the show to us? There's 4 ways to do it.
Join our Discord server. There's a link in our show notes. We have all kinds of Guardians here, from new lights to the dedicated hardcore gamers, and you can just lurk and hang out or jump right in and talk with us. It's up to you. There's also a channel labeled Podcast Questions where you can type in your question for the show.
You can email us at guardiandowncast@gmail.com, or we also occasionally tweet about our upcoming show and guest, and you can respond there with your question at guardian_D_cast is our Twitter handle.
Finally, you can send us a voicemail with your questions at speakpipe.com/guardiandowncast, and we'll play it live on the show.
Thank you for all you do for our show. And Toddles.
And later, Guardian.
Hey, man. It's in the contract. That's my line.
We'll see about that. Laz?
Oh, no, not Laz again. Our podcast returning, really? You're going there?
Damn right, man. I pay him just as much as you do. That does sound weird, though. We're both paying him.
Yeah, what the hell? He's double dipping, man. All right, this is the time of our show where we get our questions from our community. That means you. We get these in our Discord, in our questions for the show, or through our SpeakPipe system, where you can leave a voicemail and ask your question directly to us. We get to hear your beautiful voice. And I have the first one here from my buddy I was playing Iron Banner with this weekend. This is Gorilla Golf. Let's see what he has to say.
Gentlemen, how are we doing today? I felt motivated to send a little speak pipe in here just to say, hey, been starting to listen to the show a lot more lately and really enjoy the content. Question for the show. I know there's been a lot of hate and maybe easy mode talk of the raid. I haven't gotten into it yet myself, but watch videos and just seen people's comments. And my big question is, what would you do to make the raid more difficult, but also allow people to get their way in that maybe don't have mechanics down perfectly? You know what I mean? I know it's a tough question to ask, but what would you physically change in the raid to make it more difficult, to give you that challenge? Would it be, instead of just 2 people doing something, maybe 3, maybe 4? There's a multitude of ways I guess you could go at it, but, just wanted to come in here and say, hey, and, happy to be back in, playing with you guys. Hope to play with more people, and, hope you all have a great rest of your week.
Thanks, Gorilla Golf. It's good to hear from you, buddy.
Thanks. Yeah.
I know I was talking to him, by the way, and he's been doing a lot of stuff with his kids, a lot of the sports and stuff. So he's, hasn't been in Destiny lately, but he's jumping back in, him and his wife, and, both really nice people, man. Just super fun to game with.
That's awesome.
But, all right, floor is yours. I know you probably got
Mine?
ideas. You wanted harder the raid.
No, I want to hear yours first.
Well, I think, I forgot also that you had the scions that popped in. That's actually a mechanic too that people have to do. And I think there's a challenge where you have to kill them all within a second of each other or something. I don't know. But,
ooh, artificial difficulty. Here we go. Let's go.
I don't know, man. Obviously I go right to the first encounter. I think you need all those people killing all that stuff coming at you. And you only need a couple people to run.
It's not a mechanic.
All right. Then let's talk about the first encounter. How would you do it different? I mean, are we all supposed to connect the dots like in, what was it? The garden raid?
But see, that's artificial though.
What do you mean? I know you had to do that to get the divinity quest done. Everyone had to connect the threads, you know?
That's a bonus thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's an artificial way to make it harder.
Mm-hmm.
So so when I raided with Kato and GoHawks and Ed and everybody,
mm-hmm.
What we did is we had it where we had, the second encounter.
Right.
Okay.
The main
basically, yeah, is that we had basically 4 people were doing balls. We're doing the nut.
Oh.
So, yeah. So one person was going back and forth,
mm-hmm.
shooting the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the other person was staying on, so it's 3 and 3 on left side, 3 on light side, and 3 on dark. So one person on each side is bouncing back and forth. And then the other person is shooting it after the runner shoots the nut or the ball.
Mm-hmm.
To get the buff for the other 2 people that are on the other side doing ad clear.
Okay.
And it was fine. I mean, we did it. It just, there's no way to mess it up, you know?
Well, there's definitely different ways you can do it without screwing up. Yeah.
I mean, because before that, it was, hey, you know what? The runner is back. Let's go ahead and head back to the nut and get the buff, and then we can go ahead and. I mean,
compare it to that first part of Val where everyone has to be assigned a knight everyone has to be assigned a room. You know,
No,
you have your runners.
Everybody's assigned a night.
Well, I mean,
everybody's assigned an area.
There's 3 quadrants, right? There's 3 areas, and you're paired off 2, 2, and 2, and you always have to be looking for the night, and you have to squash them pretty quick. Otherwise, it can mess up timers and timing and stuff. So, but you know, you have runners, you have people who have to read stuff and make call outs at the totem. There's a lot of involvement, and
there is.
I don't know, man. I just am really enjoying this raid because I know I can jump in next week and I've already got the mechanic down. I'm good. So all I have to do is just help someone else with the mechanic and move myself around and kill stuff, or because you do have to kill all the myriad. They do make up for it in ads. There's a ton of ads coming at you, including a champion and those doggone tormentors. So, I mean, you have to keep, things from killing your runners. Otherwise it's not going to work. But I actually love that I can just run through this raid every week on my characters and be done with it and get the rewards.
That hurts my soul to hear.
It's good to have a couple raids that you can do that.
No,
it does.
No, that hurts my soul to hear you say that, hey, this is something I can just jump in. I can knock it out real quick. And
because it's quick. On. It's quick. It's a fast raid. I know if I'm going to jump in and do Val, I know I'm at least there for a couple hours.
No. See, okay, I'll be honest. I was on the fence going into this week when it came to this raid because I'm like, it's got some upside to it. I mean, I was kind of putting into it like what you thought about how it's like good for like new people. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I guess it could be. But then you just said that.
What?
You said it's quick. I've already mastered the mechanic.
Yeah. Now I can teach it to someone else pretty easily. Easy to teach it. It's an easy to teach raid.
That's the thing.
Why?
It
What's
not
wrong
that
with
it's
that?
easy to teach, but the fact that it's quick.
Well, it's nice
to me,
it's nice it's quick.
To me, a raid should get faster as you master it.
Oh, we'll get quicker at
it.
We'll get quicker at it as we master more of it.
Well, right. But how long did it take you to do it?
The first time when we ran it our first time, it was a couple hours, wasn't it? Second time, about I want to say an hour and a half, but we didn't really push to speed run it. We were just kind of chill.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's great,
How long would it take you right now to do a vow?
Oh, at least a couple hours. And then you're hoping that third encounter, everyone knows what they're doing. Because you're going to run into that. You're going to have people who never run the nut, or they've never run the Aegis. And you want to teach them, but there again, how many times do you want to wipe and redo it until they finally get it down? It's nice to know that there's some leeway at least where they don't have to. And you know what? I've talked to a couple people as well this week, and they said, you know what, Gator, I agree with what you said last week, because if I go into a raid, and he even mentioned there was a raid he went into, and it was Val. He ran it one time and never came back because he really didn't care about the mechanics. He just wanted to kill ads. He just wanted to help the team progress to the next level. He didn't want to know the mechanics. He just wanted to get the rewards and have a good time BSing with his friends and be done with it.
I get it, but okay, I'm going to put my pinky in the air here and I'm going to be like, then they shouldn't be raiding.
No, you're gatekeeping. You're telling people who can raid and who can't, and that they have to do this or do that.
I'm not doing that. I'm simply saying that if someone doesn't want to learn a mechanic and they just want to shoot ads, then why raid? Because your friends are doing it? I guess, but then you're more of a detriment, because if you don't want to learn the mechanic, then what purpose do you have? I mean, like, some raids don't have a role where you can do just ads.
Oh, I agree. There's a bunch of them that are that way.
I mean, so then it's like, okay, well, then you're pigeonholing yourself. Well, I can only do raids that have ad mechanics.
Isn't all I'm saying isn't that nice that there is a few you can?
No.
Because I guarantee you this same person will probably run a ton of these raids.
What is your purpose when you go into a raid? Like,
for
do
me,
you just want the loot? Do you want
For me, I would say 50% of running a raid is a social aspect. I get to talk with people. I'm in there for a couple hours. I'm talking, catching up with people, BSing with them, and running through the mechanics. And yes, there becomes a time where we all have to be quiet and we all have to concentrate on what we're trying to get done so we can get through the mechanic and get the treasure at the end and move on. But 50% of that raid for me is catching up and talking with people and just having fun. It is. The other half is teamwork.
For me,
and everyone doing their job.
75% or 80% getting the shit done. Like, to me, that's the most important thing. You know, talking and shooting the shit and stuff like that.
Why can't you do both? Why can't you do both? You're getting shit done. You're moving through.
Well, I would say that at this point with this raid, that people are still trying to figure stuff out. And people are still basically working towards this. I mean, I don't know what the hell. I mean, I guess maybe we're not trying to figure shit out because we already got the shit figured out. We had the shit figured out 5 seconds after we fucking started it. But, I mean, it's just, I don't know.
I know we've gone round and round on this. I don't think we're ever going to agree on this raid, but this is one raid that's just not going to go in the book that we agree on because we have two different goals in mind. When we do raids, we're just two different people do raids differently for different reasons. I do it for the rewards and the social aspect. I think
maybe they need a 6-person. Well, shit, they do. They have the seasonal activities that are 6 people. You know,
sure.
Do that shit if you want ad clear. You know, do that shit. Don't do a raid. Give me the mechanics. Give me all the good shit in a raid.
No, I think there's a place.
That's what I paid for.
Well, I get it.
Not to be that guy, but that's what I paid for.
But that's what master and challenges are for in raids. Those are for people who want to go to the next level and want to challenge themselves to get all the totems done in under a certain amount of time.
That's not it, man. No.
Well, I mean, that's what the challengers are there for the hardcore raiders who want to get all the triumphs and get the seal, right?
Yes, they are. But what I'm simply saying is that I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the basics of this raid. Mm-hmm. The basics of this raid are ass. This is a D1 raid. Everybody said that the campaign is a D1 campaign. This raid is a D1 raid.
And what's wrong with that? That's what we were raised on.
Everything is wrong. I don't give a fuck how I was raised. I'm past that now. Aren't you past that? You have mantle now. You have class
it's
abilities.
Actually refreshing. It's refreshing for me, this raid.
Yeah, it is because you can do what you love to do, which is clear ads.
Well, that's what I like to do.
And you don't have to think about it. You can just go, ooh, a person. I can shoot them. I'm going to shoot them.
And what's wrong with that?
Everything.
No, there's nothing wrong with just shooting stuff.
5. That first encounter, you got 5 people that are shooting ads. You don't think something's wrong with that?
They're not just blindly shooting ads. They have to kill the tormentor within a certain amount of time to extend the clock for the runners. You don't think
there's something wrong with it, man?
I honestly don't, man. I don't. I don't see what you're seeing.
People are doing the same thing, and it's all shooting ads.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Oh, God. It's like, it hurts my soul to hear that.
I'm sorry, but that's how I feel.
Again, yeah. So, moving on.
Yeah, let's get another question. Let's go to the Discord. I have a couple people tagging me. I haven't even looked in there, but let's grab one from the Discord.
No idea. Yeah.
I'm sure it's
okay. Theory has a question here.
Okay.
Question for the show. Who dies next and when?
We were just talking about that. I don't know. Crow may get himself into trouble next week. That's my guess.
You don't think
he's in
I don't. I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say that I think somebody's going to die every season.
Ooh, the herd's going to keep getting thinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it'll culminate into like Ikora or Zavala dying right before the final shape.
It's going to get dire, man. Honestly, I know you like to see the world burn, man, in the story. That would kind of be intriguing for me. I got to admit, you get to critical hour, right? In the final shape. Yeah. We don't have all our mentors around us.
You know, it could be Osiris next season.
Yeah. He was already dead in my eyes.
Jesus.
He was. You sipped some tea. Now he's alive. All right, whatever.
So it could be him, And then
he's definitely vulnerable.
Maybe like I'm picturing him maybe next season, and then we have one more season after that.
Well, I mean, the only way Cade died was someone shot his ghost, so that would have to be what would happen, right? For a Guardian to die.
Or the witness can, chop it up.
He did split it up before. She, whatever it.
Yeah. So, we've got season 20 right now. We lost Amanda. Season 21, I'm saying Osiris. Season 22. Who do we lose? Who do you think?
Maybe Devram.
Just fucking Devram. It's not going to be Devram.
Marasov's gonna stick around?
Oh shit, dude. You know who he could be?
Who? Crow. Oh, that's next week. I'm poking the bear.
It could be Drifter.
I thought about that, but no, Drifter.
And then they get rid of Gambit.
Oh, you're bad, man. You're bad.
Because, I mean, he's not a...
That'd be one way to get rid of the game mode, wouldn't it?
He doesn't have a ghost or anything.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Because I was going back and forth between Saladin and Drifter.
Saladin?
Personally, I'd much rather lose Saladin than Drifter.
Saladin? No, he's with the Cabal. I think he'll be fine. He's got to carry the Iron Banner tradition on.
Yeah.
They're not getting rid of Iron Banner, but I thought about Drifter for a split second because I know he can't be revived. I don't know.
And then, so I say Drifter.
Oof.
So Osiris, Drifter, and probably Zavala.
I honestly don't see
that.
I don't see Zavala dying. I don't see Zavala dying. I think he was meant to be carried on to the next season, the next expansion. He'll be with us until the bitter end, unless he did not record voice lines for the next expansion yet. Then they will have to get creative on how to move him out of the story. There's no way you can't replicate Lance Reddick's voice. You can't do that, man.
No.
Even with AI, you can't do it. I'm telling you. That man had a one of a kind voice.
So you don't think they're gonna go my idea?
I mean, I can see, I can actually see, Osiris dying because he has no ghost. He's vulnerable. And maybe he pops a gasket and just goes crazy and just gets shot or trapped or whatever, like Amanda did. But Drifter, that's a little far reaching. I still see Crow dying. So at some point this year, that's what I'll say that. At some point this year, Crow will be gone.
No way, man.
That's
not
my,
after all the time and effort they put into
That's
Crow.
my spin foil theory.
I just don't see that happening. Especially, again, like I said, with all the effort and time that they put into Crow.
Yeah, but he's up to his old ways again. He's getting all reactive. He's off the chain right now.
Man, they killed the.
I know he had a crush on Amanda. I know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, Crow, what are we doing this week, buddy?
I'm going to fucking go, like ham too. I'll be like, I'm fucking bringing the.
What are you going to do if they kill Crow next week? Banning the game.
Kill him next week?
Yeah.
Oh my God, man. I would be gutted. I mean, we'd lose Crow and Amanda. There ain't no way. I mean, he's a guardian. He may die, but he'll be back.
We'll see. He's already been warned by Mara. Every time you've done something stupid, you died or you got in trouble. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that's a prelude of what's to come. I don't know, man. I think Crow will die at some point before the final shape.
No way.
Okay. We'll keep this recording. Yep. I'm making sure I'm recording it. Okay. We'll refer back to this later this year.
You are.
We'll refer back to this later this year. I'll make a soundbite of this conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how many questions we got in there. I'm sure it's
just
enormous.
One.
Oh my God.
Question. So, all right.
Thanks, Siri, by the way.
Okay.
No, Siri. I'm not talking to you.
What the fuck?
Sorry.
You just said Siri.
No, I said thanks, Theory.
Oh. Okay. So, Hades, question for the show. Has Gator played the story this week, or is it like when it turned out Clovis wanted to be a god and he forgot to play? Love you, Gator.
Hades.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played the story. I can't miss it, man. The story's great.
That's code for he didn't really play it. He just watched it.
No, I played it.
Okay.
I can't win.
All right.
One more and we'll go to a speak pipe. Yeah.
Question from the Scarlet KM.
Okay.
How do you think the new difficulty is for new players? Do you think this will bring in new players and keep them interested, or do you think it will push newer players away and keep them from coming back? Do you think the challenge is a good thing for new players? I know as a player who has been playing for 2 to 3 years, I enjoy not just mowing over everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, just something that I've heard talk about before and wanted to get your guys' take on it. I'm sure we'll agree here.
Well, I'll just let our new members that have been joining our Discord this week and last week and all during Lightfall, almost a common thing I've heard from every one of our new members is that I used to play Destiny 1 or I played Year 1 Destiny 2 and I'm back and I'm really loving it is what I'm hearing a majority of our new members say. So
what kind of answer is that?
That's what that's what I'm getting feedback from.
You are such a pansy when it comes to
what are you talking about?
Question. Dude, the question was,
the difficulty.
What do you think about the difficulty for the new players? And you're going, well, we've got new players playing the game, so it's a good thing. That's it. That's the answer.
Toxic positivity. All right. The difficulty level. Well, you're starting at 1600. You're able to play the campaign in at least the normal mode right away. I mean, I don't think it's any different than Witch Queen. You could jump right in and start playing the campaign.
For newer players, though. I mean,
everyone starts at 1600.
Shit is a lot harder, man.
Oh, of course. Especially the weekly playlist stuff. They can still go and play Strikes. They can still go play Gambit. They can still go play Crucibles, free to play players. The only difference is like what Kingsley said last week is that you can actually get your weekly pinnacle by playing Nightfalls now. You don't have to play the regular Strike playlist.
Yeah. Thank God.
So, I don't know. I mean, I think they can jump right in and play the story. And let's face it, you get 1770 gear when you're done. So I would say that's pretty easy.
Oh God, Gator. Okay, Gator. Okay. I don't know why you're having trouble with this. So have you done a heroic Nightfall yet?
No. Then I've done 0 Nightfalls
there we
this season.
Go. So that's our answer right there. So he doesn't know about the difficulty.
I don't think new players are going to be playing heroic Nightfalls. That's a light level restriction.
Where are they going to start then?
Not at a heroic level Nightfall. That's
they're going to start light level. Heroic?
They're going to start before. Well, you have to be a certain
1770.
Well, that means you have to finish the campaign first. That's when you'll be 1770 light or more.
Okay. So I think we put a pin in this question and then you run a heroic Nightfall coming up.
All right.
Okay. Because
it's on my list.
Heroic is the bottom right now. That's the easy one.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the heroic is no joke.
What, is it just a bunch of modifiers?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bunch of modifiers. Ads are fucking
at 1770.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're capped at 1770.
Oh.
I think it's 1780.
Oh, it's the new skill-based system. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at 1813 now, as far as artifact and combined
it doesn't
power.
matter.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You're capped.
I'll play one next week.
So,
I'll get back to you.
Yeah, your maximum effective level is 1765.
Okay.
So that's where you're capped, is 1765. Oof. So
we'll put a pin in that then to next week.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna say you don't know yet, but you will.
Okay.
Because I've been doing Nightfalls every week, and I'll tell you this, man, it is rough. I kind of feel for the new players who are starting out and don't have a bunch of shit, because I think that they need something in between before heroic. I think they need something there.
Well, can they play the regular strikes? Aren't those like
1600?
1600?
Regular strikes. Yeah. Regular strikes are there, but regular strikes don't have, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different modifiers.
Yeah, but they don't need to play it. They can just play the strikes to get their pinnacle.
Right. But Gator,
Nightfalls I would consider not really a new player activity. I would say the strike playlist maybe. We're talking about new players.
Nightfalls give you, you can get a pinnacle from that.
Sure.
Right? Getting the 200,000.
Yeah, that's right. By cumulatively playing to get to that 200,000 mark. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So I did a Nightfall before this, and I would have left if I didn't feel bad for the guy that was in there.
You don't leave him.
So I joined one in progress. It was 18 minutes in, and he was only about maybe a third of the way through it.
Wow. No fast runs.
No, it's not what I'm saying, man. I'm saying that like people left.
Yeah.
And people would come in and then they would leave again.
Wow.
And I stuck it out. And I'm like, we ended up finishing with 777.
What's the Nightfall for this week, by the way?
It's the Arms Dealer.
Oh, the new revamp one. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
I haven't done it yet.
Yeah. So, do it, man.
Okay.
Do it. I want to talk about this.
All right.
So,
I'll get back to you on it.
So yeah, we'll talk about that with MC Squared.
Sounds good. Sure. He's run a few.
I hope so.
He plays a lot of different stuff.
Yes, I definitely want to talk about like the difficulty because again, like I said, I think that new players looking to do a Nightfall need something before heroic.
Why don't you pin that question or mark it where we make sure to ask it again next week?
All right. I pinned it.
Okay.
Then just to get an answer to another question here. HR Danger, question for the show. What's more important at this point? Completing the season challenges, missions, and levels, or completing the journey challenges and ranking up your Guardian that way?
Oof, that's another briar patch. Obviously, number one for me is Season Pass. Let's get to 100. Let's get everything unlocked. The special upgrades and ornaments and weapons and etc.
Where are you at with the Season Pass?
87, I think. Hold on, let me look. Progress. Season. Shit. Banner season challenges. I'm going to just say 87. I think that's where I ended up last night. 87, 88 maybe. I'm almost to 90. Where you at?
55.
Okay.
So I'm pretty damn happy with that.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, we're
only 4 weeks in.
Like around 60 days left, and I'm halfway to 100. So
good.
I should make it with plenty of time to spare.
You're right on pace. Yeah, definitely. You'll get there well before. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do a lot of bounties a week, and I'm like Mr. Monkey. I'm doing my bounties like he tells me to.
Yeah. No, I'd rather put a nail through a nut.
You're going to say that to Mr. Monkey? You're going to be raiding with him tomorrow.
So
unbelievable.
What? So what?
Okay.
I'm just saying. So to me, what's more important? Whatever you value more.
Yeah, I agree.
Me, I don't value the challenges. I value the seasonal missions. I'll say that. Levels. They're kind of, I think that's kind of important too, like getting the power level. So like once you get to 1800, then you're sort of, then you're in the pinnacle grind. So that's, you do and don't have control over that to a degree. But in regard to the,
Guardian ranks,
the journey piece here. So your Guardian ranks, I don't care at all for these. I
was going to say something, but I wanted to hear what you said first.
Yeah. I don't care.
I'm not super motivated. I really am not.
Yeah.
We talked about this at length, last week, but, or a week before, actually on the 3rd, when we had our first impressions of the Lightfall. I keep an eye on it. I'm always seeing if there's something I can grab to get done to get to level 7. I'm almost to 7. I got the accommodations thing done finally.
Well, you should be at 7 already, I'm guessing.
No, I'm at 1800 power, but I've got to get one more. This is how much I play the weekly, pinnacle stuff. I don't really do my pinnacle stuff, my gambit and all that stuff. I really don't do that. I play the story. And then I'm jumping well, this last whole week has been about getting all the fragments. I finally got that so I can get this exotic sidearm quest. I got that done. I got the Vex Caliber quest done. So I really haven't focused on the playlists that are always there to get your pinnacle. I know everyone's gasping right now. What do you mean you're not doing that at least? I'm like, yeah, I'm not. My time has been limited and I've been jumping on the stuff that's pertinent to the season. So I know my light level will get there eventually. And like I said, I'm at 1813, I think I said. So, I'm eyeballing it, but I'm not really enthused with the journey right now.
Why is that?
Because I just don't, well, the biggest reason is because it's all going to reset in 60 days.
Exactly.
So I'm going to kill myself to get to level 9, even maybe 10, maybe. And then I got to start all over again at the next season. I don't know, man. That's like gilding. Yep. It's just useless. I just don't understand gilding. I mean, if I get it, great. If I don't, then I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
Yeah. I don't, I mean, I get it, but I mean, I think gilding is more representative than your guardian rank that's going to, reset.
Yeah. And it's special. You're specializing. If you want to get your dredgen gilded for your 8th time, then we know you're a hardcore Gambit player.
Exactly. But that means something.
I'm still at 3, I think. I gave up after a few seasons, but that's nothing. What was it?
Huh?
Nothing.
No, I don't know. Speak pipe.
Yes, we got some great ones. I have one from Mr. Arisen Phoenix. This ought to be good. I have not heard these, by the way. I've not heard any of these speak pipes. So what you're hearing is new to me, is new to you too. So here we go.
All right. So, just started this week's, seasonal quest. Yeah, because it's not part of the story. Anyway, marry, kill, Marsov, Amanda Holiday, and, Anna Bray. Go.
Damn you. Well, I mean, obviously the kill one's really simple, right? That's kind of a no-brainer.
That's so sad.
I'm sorry. It's there for the taking. I got to take it because it makes the other two choices so much easier. I guess I'll marry Anna Bay and I'll beep, Marisov.
Oh my God.
There you go. Come on. You want to do it. Come on. I know you want to do it.
For somebody that wants to watch the world burn, I did not think of it like that. You got a point.
I know
it sucks to say that.
It's low hanging fruit, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll follow Gator's lead. So yeah. Damn, I feel like a piece of shit. So yeah. Kill Amanda. I'll marry Marisov.
All right.
And then
you're just going to use Anna Bray and throw her aside. I see how it is. See, Mara's been around. She's like 1100 years old. So she'll be over it.
She's going to have the experience, man.
Okay.
She's going to be doing shit that I've never even seen or heard before. I'm
sure she will. Yeah, I'm sure she will. All right.
My ears will probably
bleed.
Oh.
All right.
We'll find out.
I want to make sure we get a representative sample of everyone in the Discord. So, let's see what else we got in the Discord, man.
All right. So, Hades.
Oh, God.
Question for the show. I'm not the only person who hears Zone B lost. As a pirate now, am I? You will from now on, too. Not sorry. At Todd the Gator. Love you.
Zone B lost.
Zone B lost.
I guess. Hades. I guess. I'm not going to fight him on that one.
All right. So, Hades has another one here. It's a serious one. So, question for the show, story spoiler. I'm not the only one that seeing Zavala kneeling before a shroud was taken aback for a sec, am I? That hit different than how it was intended.
Yeah. It hit me the same way. I felt the same way.
Yeah, it was... I equated it to, like, art imitating life.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And it just kind of hit me, like, right in the feels.
Mm-hmm.
So...
I would have lost it if he had actually got up and talked to us. I would have lost it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad he just was mourning.
Yes, exactly.
Dude, I gotta see John Wick 4 this Sunday. And you know how hard it is gonna see to watch him in that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost went and saw it tonight.
I was gonna see it next week, but I found out that I'm available now for Sunday, so I'm going to see it. I'm not hesitating.
Okay. Here we go. Octa 6K.
Okay.
Bungie has stated that there will be more Destiny after the final shape. Who would you want to see as a main antagonist with all the stories left unfinished? I'm thinking the 9. That's a good damn question.
That is a great question. Where do we go from here, in other words, you know?
Yeah. Is the 9 going to be the villain?
I still think that I'm not dancing around the question, but I still think we're going to go back to histories of certain players, of certain game characters, like going back and with Shaxx at the Six Fronts and the Iron Lords, you know, when they first landed here with their special powers, how a lot of them become barons and rule over villages and stuff. I would say that would be the antagonist. Would be those overlords in the Iron Banner that are Iron Lords.
No.
I'm hoping for that.
I mean, that was my original idea of what I wanted to see.
I would have loved to see that.
But yeah, no, I don't think they're going to go that route. I think that, I think it's probably going to be like maybe the Witness's boss.
Witness has a boss?
I would assume so.
I still think about Nitro TJ's. I believe it was Nitro TJ's, or was it, damn, no, it wasn't Nitro TJ's. It was someone else in our Discord. He's fairly new, that said he thinks the Witness and the Traveler are brothers and sisters. I still, in the back of my mind, I still think of that. It was a great idea. Oh, hell, now I gotta look it up.
I don't know.
Now I gotta look it up.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Hold on, I'll find it.
So, okay, while you're looking that up, average
Lord Silent, by the way. Lord Silent was talking about that in one of his speak pipes a while ago.
Oh, okay. Average Destiny 2 player. What is your favorite voice line in Destiny 2 from the great man himself, Lance Reddick?
Yeah. Mine's very simple. When Kaido came to the tower a couple seasons ago and said, "Kneel," and he said, "No."
Yeah.
That's pretty hard to top.
That was... Yep. Yeah, that was a good one.
I keep thinking of that one when I think of Lance.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in a war with the Cabal, you know, the Val Stark. I mean, I think everyone has that memorized, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's iconic.
I mean, that's the one that came to my mind when I was like,
I know it does. It's easy.
It's such a meme, but I mean, I think that like of the moments in the game that like really like told you about some character.
Mm-hmm.
Like if like I just showed like somebody who had no idea about this game and I showed them one simple scene and they'd be like, you know, what do you think about this character? I think it would be that scene that you mentioned that would just like epitomize Zavala to his core.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just simply because of the performance he did.
Right.
Okay.
We had a question here from a new member. I just happened to see it. Did we ever ask the one from Papa Rock City, what's the first thing Bungie's going to nerf on the next reset? I can't remember if we had that one.
I mean, dude, we've got so many damn questions, man.
I know. I just want to make sure we
I understand, but man, you got to understand too that, when we do the shit where we're like, hey, we're going to, open up a new channel for questions for a guest.
Right.
That puts us all behind.
It does.
So, but yeah, so we can ask it now. So Papa Rock City, what is the first thing Bungie going to nerf on the next reset?
You want to know? I think,
sure.
I think it's going to be the Immortal SMG. I think they're going to nerf the range just a bit. I think that's what they're going to nerf.
Well, next reset. So
next reset.
That's going to be
they're going to. It's a wish.
The Immortal is going to be they're going to touch that when they touch Teraba and
think so.
And that good stuff. Yeah.
All right, then. We'll come up with something else then. Go ahead. I'll think real quick here.
I think they're going to nerf. No, they're not going to nerf that.
I don't think they're going to nerf anything next reset. I think they've already made some adjustments. I think we're going to have a patch-free week coming up.
I doubt that shit with as much shit's broken. I don't know. I don't think they're going to nerf anything right now. I don't think there's anything too crazy powerful that, you know what I would like to see them nerf?
What?
I'm going to get
Grifalcon?
all kinds of hate for this shit. No, fuck off. I'm going to get all kinds of hate for this.
Oh, yeah.
But, what is it? Warlock fusion grenades?
Fusion grenades?
Yeah, Warlock fusion grenade build that you can just like chuck them infinitely.
Oh, that exotic chess piece.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll find it real quick here.
Starfire Protocol.
Starfire Protocol, yeah. I've never used that build. I'm not a big solar guy.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
That's a good answer. That's definitely been overpowered. Oh, wait a minute.
So says the guy who doesn't use it.
Wait a minute. I got an answer. It's the Solar Titan build where you have like infinite sunspots. I was using it in when I did the raid and I was just unkillable, man. I want to say Lucky 10P came up or had a video on this and I went in and said, what the hell? Let's put it together for the raid. And I was unkillable, man.
Did it involve Loreley?
No,
or
was not a Loreley build. In fact, I don't think it relied on any. If he did refer to me to an exotic armor piece, I don't think I wore it. I think I just put something else on. Oh yeah, it was using the Syntheseps. It was it was the hammer, the unlimited hammer throw. I think that might be nerfed soon.
No, that's not going to get nerfed, man.
I don't know, man. That thing was pretty brutal.
I don't
play much Titan, so maybe it's.
dude, Titan has been that way for forever.
Yeah, okay. This is a fairly new video build he had. So
I don't think they're going to nerf it. It doesn't make any sense if they were to do it. But the only thing if they were going to nerf it, they might nerf the time that it sits on the ground.
Maybe
like if you throw the hammer and they
because
they increase that.
Less seconds.
Yeah, they increase that.
I had no problem picking it up. No problem.
Well, yeah, exactly. Shit's out there for fucking days.
I had fun, man. I had my pirate helmet on. I was having fun that day. That's one good thing about the Season of Plunder. That damn Titan helmet.
That is definitely true.
Okay. I'm going down a rabbit hole. Just let's keep going. Let's, we go at one more, two more before another speak pipe.
Yep.
We have a couple feedback speak pipes too coming up. Just warning you.
Ooh, yay. I'm sure those won't be inflammatory. All right. So, Moose, question for the show. If you could rework / redesign an exotic armor and or weapon, what would you do?
Bring back Cold Heart.
Cold Heart's still in the game.
No, not Cold Heart. The sniper rifle that makes ammo. And what
Icebreaker?
Icebreaker. Why did I say Cold Heart? I don't know. Never mind. I'm fading. All right. What would I rebuild?
No.
Rebuild.
He'd rebuild a sniper he'd rebuild Cold Heart into Icebreaker.
There we go. Done.
Oh man.
Okay. I'll say this. The Manicore. I like this submachine gun. But you hover in the air. You know, it's really nice. You hover in the air. It's not real easy to get back down. So I think while you're hovering in the air, you should have an overshield on. You do not have an overshield currently. That would be a nice change to Manicores to have an overshield while you're hovering. Cause otherwise you just get shot out of the air pretty easily especially in Crucible. So that would be my answer. There you go.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Have you used Manicore?
Yeah. And it sucks anyway, but yeah.
I like it.
I'm going to kind of cop out and say your original answer, how you were saying that bring back Icebreaker. I'm going to say I want No Land Beyond to come back.
Nah, they can have that gun. I didn't like that gun back then.
I loved that gun.
Those iron sights were a bitch.
The iron sight that, it was a one-hit kill if you got a hit.
Yeah. It was annoying. I tried using it.
So fun. I loved it. Me and Nips. There we go.
I never caught on to that sniper rifle. I like a nice big scope.
That was actually the one that got me into sniping.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people really good using it too.
Oh, yeah. I remember the videos.
Oof. All right, let's go one more and then we'll grab another speak pipe.
Okay. His Highness Prince Resnaz.
Uh-oh.
Question for the show. Instead of 2 claws that Titans get for their Strand Super, what would you like to see them have? I immediately thought of 2 either teddy bears or 2 sticks of beef jerky.
It's just kind of funny how they just go shunk. They're there. And they're pretty easy to kill in the Crucible too. They're not really tanky at all.
Well, yeah, because it's a close melee thing. Mm-hmm. So, I saw this one running at me and I was like, motherfucker, please. And I just kept shooting him as he kept running closer to me. And I'm like,
maybe
one of us is going to die and it's not going to be me. You still got half the map to go. So
I would think they need to have some kind of projectile they can throw like the hunters do with the rope-a-dope. So I would say they need to at least have some kind of, a claw hammer or something they can detach and throw on a string. I don't know. I know that makes it too much alike.
Very familiar.
It makes it too much alike, the hunter, but I don't think a lot of people are loving that super right now. And wait a minute, it does have an energy. You can send energy on the ground.
Well, no, you jump up in the air and you can, you can
send
heavy
energy.
And then you send out the 2 suppressing blades.
Right. I don't know. I don't use it. I'm not a real big fan of it, so I'm probably not the one to ask that question.
Well, you don't have to make it cool. You can make it. I mean, did you hear my answers?
What was your answer?
I said either 2 teddy bears or 2 sticks of beef jerky. 2 crayons. That is the right answer.
There we go. You stick a crown on each end, each claw, You start drawing, making pictures. There you go.
There you go. Look
Done.
at that.
Done.
Sorry. Somebody was at home or in their car screaming it. It's a crayon.
Right. Okay.
So,
okay. I have some feedback here from NS Ripsaw. Here we go. I have not heard this.
Hey everybody, NS Ripsaw here. This was gonna be a response to the question of the month, but honestly, I've been completely derailed, and I just can't get over it. I didn't realize I was passionate about this until something I heard on episode 190, and It's been driving me crazy.
Oh, shit.
And that's how these two knuckleheads
Who, me?
said that they eat candy corn one segment at a time. Like I cannot handle it. Like all I can picture is these two grown people holding a single kernel or a piece of candy with two hands and nibbling on it like a chipmunk. Like I feel like that's just ridiculous. I didn't know that this was going to bother me so much, but I can't think of anything else this whole fucking week. Pardon the language.
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, I can't get past it. Like my wife won't even buy it for me anymore because when I eat it, I shove my whole damn hand into the bowl and every last piece of candy that I can pick up goes straight into my mouth. I'll probably die choking on it. I can't help it. That's how it is. If I could fit 2 handfuls in my mouth, I would. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. I can't get over it. I'm trying to get back on track and like talk Destiny, but it's candy corn. Goddamn, guys. All right. Well, trying to get back on track here. Now that I said my piece. No, I can't. Like, do you guys also like eat Tootsie Pops like one lick at a time, like the commercial? It's ridiculous. Whatever. All right. Whatever. I'm happy with Lightfall. I actually am. There's more stuff I would have liked to see in the story, but I'm trying to keep an open mind. Bungie said that they're telling the story differently this season, so I don't know. I'm happy. It was entertaining. I would have liked more Crucible maps. That's it. I still can't get over the candy corn thing.
I'm sorry we've caused so much anguish in your life, NS Ripsaw. We apologize, man. That was not our intent.
hey, I have a question though for NS Ripsaw.
Okay.
How the hell do you know how I eat my candy corn?
We talked about it, remember? Last week.
No, I mean like a chipmunk, like with both hands going like,
No, dude, you grab one. Oh man, this is just gonna open up a Band-Aid, isn't it? You grab one out of the bowl and you bite off the little frosted tip, right? And then you're like, okay, you got the chocolate at the bottom. You're like, I'm eating the auto mix. Sorry. I have to specify that.
No.
Yeah, auto mix.
No.
But they're all good.
No.
All right. What am I doing wrong?
Well, one is the autumn mix with the chocolate down at the bottom.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
No.
It's the fall stuff.
No. Moving on.
Yeah, sorry for your anguish, NS Ripsaw. We apologize.
Yeah. Stop watching me when I eat it.
We at the Guardian Downcast are not responsible for comments of each host. And please think how you will about candy corn in the future. Thank you. Moving on.
The views expressed in this show do not.
There we go.
Yeah. There we go. All right. Ooh, this should be an interesting question for Gator. I'm sure that that he's going to have a really original answer.
I'm fading.
The Hat Whisperer, a.k.a. Trash Panda. Question for the show. What was your favorite build of the Witch Queen year? Caliban's Hunter or Gyrfalcon's Hunter for me?
Favorite build? Oh, okay. I can go back in time here. What was I using in Witch Queen, right? That's what he's asking, my favorite build?
Yeah. I wonder what the answer will be.
It might have been Void Devour.
Wow! Holy shit!
Well, question asked, question answered. There we go. What were you using?
Same build he's used for
I'm a
7
void
years
lock.
on now.
I'm a void lock through and through.
God help us.
Nova Bomb till I die, man.
Man.
Which, according to Lana, I only have about 15 years now, so.
Thank God. All right. Try some new shit, man. That's my answer to you.
I've tried other
Don't
stuff.
start. Don't
Whatever.
Don't start. Just try some new shit, man.
All right. I mean, I am. I have my minions this season. It's all about the minions, man.
Good. I'm glad.
I got like 8 minions running at fools. It's great.
Void Warlock bullshit. Oh man.
Wait a minute. I got to do this because Trash Panda had some feedback. I figured it's apropos. Let's just roll.
Can I answer the question?
Oh,
first?
I'm sorry. Yeah. What were you using in Witch Queen?
Yeah. I mean, Caliban's Hand Hunter, that was fantastic. I loved using that thing. And the Gerfalcon was great too. Oh man. And I mean, Titan had, the hammer build.
Lorelei.
Oh man. Yeah, Lorelei.
Mm-hmm.
Arc was fun too in the beginning. Oh man, there was just so much good stuff. But I think Gerfalcon was fun because it made everything go boom. But I think Caliban's Hand, I think that was my favorite.
Okay. Yeah, it was definitely overpowered then. Speaking of Trash Panda, let's just pull the Band-Aid off here. This is some feedback from Trash Panda. Here we go.
What's going on, guys? It's your resident raccoon with a hat. I am headed home from work with Chuck to mow grass and be an adult for a little bit. Yeah, we all have to do that every once in a while. But I wanted to talk about the conversation that was happening at the end of the podcast with Mr. Kingsley Mack and the day one raid race. As somebody who's only ever cleared 2 raids front to back, and one of those being with Mr. Mack, I don't really have a dog in the fight when it comes to the day one raid race, with the exception of the fact that I view the day one raid race as the Super Bowl of Destiny. Not the reprise, the new raid every year is what I view as the Super Bowl. And I quite enjoy seeing everybody fight as hard as they can to finish it. Mad respect to those who just go in for a good time on day one in contest mode. I don't see where that's exciting personally. I wanted to try and get in on the day one raid for this time, but groups just didn't work out. But anyway, yeah, to me it's the Super Bowl, and I quite enjoy watching all the teams just go hard in the paint trying to finish it. But to each their own. No real question or point, just to say that I feel like the day one contest stuff, the people that really want to get after it and get it done, respect to those guys. Those that are just trying it out, I just don't see why you wouldn't wait till regular mode. Anyway, love the show. Love you guys. Later.
It's Destiny Christmas, man. You tell me when Christmas morning comes, you don't want to run down and open the gifts under the tree, or you want to wait a couple days to do it? Nah.
Now it's like, okay, so this example that you give right now is like, it is like Destiny Christmas, except the gift hits you in the nuts every time you open it.
That's true. It depends how you look at it, though.
What?
I don't look at it that way. I look at it as a challenge. I'm having fun. I'm seeing how I can get through the ads, and yeah.
And you're okay with getting hit in the nuts? Okay.
Cool. Well, I just cover them with my hands, so I don't know what to tell you. I try to kill stuff before it kicks me in the nuts, right?
It's a good thing you got this raid for that.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Trash Panda. Appreciate your feedback, buddy. All right, now back to the Discord.
All right.
I'm watching the clock here. So we're right on time. Okay.
Okay. So, Mr. Monkey asked a question. I think we already answered it here. You want a meaningful, darker ending. Who should be on the chopping block? I think we already answered that.
Yeah, we kind of did.
Yeah. I think everybody should be on the chopping block.
May the world burn.
I think it'd be great if it were Ikora, though.
Destiny 2, the dumpster fire.
Destiny 2, where no one is safe.
Oh, yeah.
How awesome would that be?
It would be.
If they just started
It would be
whacking
cool.
people.
It would be cool.
Like, holy shit.
Like we have like a rogue assassin moving through the tower. Find Ikora dead the next morning. Whoa, what the hell? Yeah.
Hey, I've got a question. Do you remember that shit? How they were like, you get to play detective during The Witch Queen? You remember that?
Detective? You mean the 2 truths and 2 lies?
Well, that was like their big thing. Like there was a mystery to be solved. You remember that in the promotional campaign and the materials, how they were saying that it was like you get to play detective and try to solve like
what Sabathin was up to?
I don't know what the fuck we were trying to solve.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah. I was just curious because I was like, I don't remember solving shit. You know, like you were talking about an assassin out there. I was like, that'd be cool. I mean, then we could actually play a detective and try to figure some shit out.
Yeah.
All right. So here's a question for yours truly from Average D2 Player. Question for the show. Question for Hazel. Why do you hate warlocks so much? Is it because they take skill to perfect? Did a warlock beat you in the crucible and teabag you constantly?
Sorry.
What do you have against warlocks, man?
Sorry, I didn't mean to teabag you like that, man.
It's okay. You were way up in the air, and I mean, I didn't even feel like you were teabagging me.
Okay, fair enough.
So, basically, it's the jump, man. I mean, that damn jump, you're in the air for days.
That's a good thing.
And it's slow as fuck. I know there's, people out there that, can do it fast. I need to learn from those people because this floofy fucking way up in the air for days kind of thing is just murdering my soul. And I like to go fast in this game. And anything that stops me from going fast is a no.
Okay. Let's go one more. I got a question here. I want to make sure we get played too. And of course we got to do a scum death one.
Of course. Okay. All right. I like this one. Okay. Actually, I've got 2 here. So HR Bell, question for the show. What is your favorite looking armor set?
Man, it was that Monster of the Blue Lagoon one you had on our day, on our first raid clear. What the hell is that from, by the way? You had like gills coming out of your head or something.
Oh, from, the new raid.
Is that the new raid gear?
No, that's the Loreley, ornament.
Oh my God. You look like the monster from the Blue Lagoon or something, man. It was weird. Like, what the hell is that on your head, man?
Yeah.
That's the ornament. No shit.
I loved that.
I gotta get
was
that.
great. Yep. Loreley for the win.
Wow. Okay.
For me, it was the Lux set. It was, from Eververse back in the day. It was the one where, the warlock had the robes with the fur around the side, made it look like a pimp. The hunter had the one that had the, like a skull on the front.
Right.
So, yeah. That's always my default armor set. Whenever I need a piece, I'm like, I'll do that.
This is not like me, but I really love the Warlock set that came with the 30th anniversary edition. It has that leather robe, like long jacket. I look like Neo, I swear to God.
Oh, that one.
And then I had like the Jason mask, with the glowing eyes on it. I still love that setup.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
I can see that.
Yep. That's fun.
Another one for honorable mention would probably be the, what was it? The Survival of the Strong set from Guardian Games.
Yeah, I've got a couple
Titan,
Guardian games.
So sleek.
Yeah, very sleek. I'll wear that one every now and then.
Really?
The ornaments. Yep.
Yep. I wear it until my daughter tells me no, and then she puts on something else. So
Gotcha.
yeah, good times. Okay. I don't know if it's Ma Baldwin or M.A. Baldwin, but I'm going to say Ma. Ma asks question for the show. What loadout would you bring from Destiny into a real world zombie apocalypse? You can only have one exotic and also one legendary weapon. So you have to use a blue weapon in one of your slots. Ooh. Sunsetting is not applicable, and you can use any meta version of the weapon.
Good question.
No armor or armor mods, just weapons.
Well,
so he says a blue hand cannon.
Okay.
For normal zombie shooting. Mm-hmm. Energy is going to be Cloud Strike, long range weapon.
Nice.
And to deal with tanky enemies and get the assist from Zeus on precision hits.
Nice.
And then a heavy would be 21% delirium. This is for dealing with the horde.
Yeah. Good answers.
I was close to changing my exotic to Thorn or Osteostriga, but decided to keep my original.
Man, those are good. I still got a 21% delirium. I would get rid of it.
Yep. That was a super good one.
I would go the other direction. I would go Telesto for mobs. Okay, my blue would be probably a fast firing pulse, like in the kinetic slot. I get a lot of headshots that way, and let's face it, you have to get headshots if you're going to kill zombies. If you played any Call of Duty zombies. And then my, I'll just go 21% delirium, because that's I still have it, and it is a legendary. So there you go. Ooh, I'm tempted though. The falling guillotine sword. That would be good too.
That would be a pretty good heavy.
Yeah.
But you got to get close to use it though.
That's true.
So I was looking at glaive and I'm like, ooh, a glaive.
Yeah, but you'll get swallowed up. Them. If you get a big mob, you get swallowed up. Yeah, I'm going to stick to my original answer. And are we supposed to mention exotic armor, or is that intended? Or is he talking about weapons only?
No, just weapons only.
Yeah, there it is. So there's mine.
And you said Telesto?
Oh, hell yeah, man. I would just blow up ads everywhere.
Just shoot it on the ground, I'm guessing?
Yeah, those little gel bolts. I just put a big mat of them in front of me and just let them run across them. They'd all vaporize. No headshot required.
I was thinking about it, and probably a blue pulse too. And then in regard to an exotic, Trinity Ghoul.
That's a great answer. I forgot about that. That's a great one.
Yeah. You're going to
pull your inner Daryl out. You know Daryl because he uses a bow. From Walking Dead. Okay. I like where he's going though with the Cloud Strike. Man, I got so many double kills with that in Iron Banner this week. That's a fun rifle to use, man.
Yeah. Deterministic Chaos wouldn't be a bad call either.
I thought of that.
I'm quickly growing fond of that thing.
It's just so, I don't know. It's okay. I need to use it more. I haven't used it enough yet to have an opinion here.
Yep. Good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. Thanks. Baldwin? Mal Baldwin?
Ma, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's M.A., but...
M.A. Baldwin. There we go.
Yeah. Yep. I've got one last question when we go out, so you can go ahead and...
All right. I have I have a question for the show from Docklefar. Sorry.
Hey guys, Docklefar here. Question for the show. So last night I was playing online, just bebopping around. I couldn't find any other players. There's nobody in the tower. There's nobody in strikes, nightfalls, dares, trials, anywhere. I couldn't find a single player anywhere. It made me run dares by myself, which was like insane for me.
Holy shit.
I go to look where everybody's at, and everybody is playing Iron Banner. Everybody. And I don't mind that, but like, am I the only one who doesn't play PvP very often or at all? How many players out there don't play PvP? And if you don't play PvP, what else is there to do besides the main story, which everyone seems to finish so quickly? Like, you level up and then just wait a week until more content drops. Like, the baddies are easy to kill and fun to kill. I love killing waves and waves, just hordes of enemies. Like Black Ops Zombies or Army of Two, just me and some buddies against the world. And they just keep coming and coming. Gives me Reach flashbacks. But with PvP, everyone's so intelligent and it's just strafe hopping around and hoping for a headshot. And whoever strikes first wins. I can't get around that. It just doesn't seem fun to me, which is fine. Everybody has their own playstyle. But what would you recommend someone who doesn't like PvP to do when literally everybody is on Iron Banner? Anyways, thanks, guys. Love the show. Bye.
Valid question. What do you think? I'll throw it to you first, Hazel.
Oof. You don't like PvP. So what do you do?
I'm assuming he's talking like daily, like stuff to do during the day, right? Or, continually when there's no story.
Yeah. That's a tough one, man.
Well, I mean, a lot of people that don't play PvP play a ton of strikes, man. It's repeatable content. Kingsley's all about the Nightfalls. That's what he does, man. And
yeah, so am I. I mean, I think maybe the issue was Dare's was he was trying it and it was, maybe during like Sunday or not Sunday.
You talking about
Tuesday?
the 30th anniversary stuff?
Yeah.
Oof. That's just so, that's such old content. Why not do the Battlegrounds? What is it called? Battlegrounds? I have no problem getting in with anybody in that. I mean, it's all match made and it's pretty, if you like shooting the mans, not the mans, but the baddies, dude, that's a great thing to do every week. And you get the bounties done, you get a pinnacle, you do so many of them, you get a pinnacle. I mean, that's a no brainer for me. That's what I'd be doing if I wasn't playing PvP. I mean, there's a reward at the end of the tunnel. I mean, you're working on building up your
seasonal stuff.
Yeah. You're working on your war table rep. I jump in the seasonal challenges. There's tons of stuff to do every week. It opens up. That's how I keep myself busy. I mean, if we all just played the story and left, man, there'd be a lot of gaps in the game. But, I think there's a lot of different things we can do versus the old days when there wasn't. Remember when it was only strikes or Crucible and that was it?
Yeah.
Back in D1. I feel your pain, man.
I'm just trying to think because damn, man, if you don't play PvP, because to be honest, I mean, PvP sort of is, I mean, that's what you do when
it's kind of the end game when everything's done.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I mean, nothing replaces another human brain as far as matching skill. Eventually you memorize everything in PvE. You memorize where everything's coming from if you run it enough times. PvP is the ultimate end game. Maybe you run it with groups. Maybe run it with groups. Make it a social experiment.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to, challenge the world on your own. That can get frustrating if you play I play a lot of solo and PvP and it can be frustrating and lonely because you're not talking to anybody. You're just going up against other players. Try getting with a group and playing PvP and trying it out. Well, it's a lot more fun when you're with a group. I don't know.
I mean, it is, but at the same time, I mean, it might just be that he just doesn't like PvP
Just
in
doesn't
general.
like PvP.
So, I mean,
Yeah, I get it.
if that's the case, then, I would say Nightfalls. Because he likes shooting the mans.
I'll give you an example here, not Destiny related. What I did to keep myself busy when I didn't want to play multiplayer in Call of Duty, I had a leaderboard of clanmates that we would try to top each other and how many levels through zombies we would get. And that's one thing I think that's needed in Destiny or our leaderboards and clan leaderboards and local leaderboards. We can actually have a friendly competition. I think that creates a lot of fun and stuff to do too, if it's not Crucible. Mm-hmm. That's just a suggestion.
That's a good question, though. It really, truly is. I think then it's like the end game is like raids and nightfalls, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and apparently, according to you, the Lightfalls are a lot more challenging this year.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for your question, Dokofar. Before we go out, I want to make sure we do a scum death one. So you have anything you want to go out on?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go out with this one.
Okay.
It is from Fluffy the Fingers.
Uh-oh.
PvP. Question for the hosts. Do you sleep with PJs, undies, or totally nude? I'm a boxers only sleeper. Okay. If I have a shirt on, I typically wake up and feel like someone is choking me. It absolutely has to go.
I hear you, man. I live in Florida, man. We're buck naked wild down here. Except the underwear. I go to bed with underwear. That's it. If it's a cold night, maybe some socks.
Underwear and socks?
That's it. I can wear a nice big comforter.
Fuck out of here.
Big comforter or a big,
underwear and big socks.
Yeah, because my feet get cold. They're very sensitive.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Mrs. Gator is a lucky woman.
I'm telling you. My wife does go with PJs though, not me. I'm underwear and that's it. I want to be free when I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Spill the beans.
Yeah. Yep.
You have
Boxers only.
Oh, damn. I thought you were going to say pajamas.
No.
Boxers only and that cold stuff?
Yeah, dude. You got a blanket.
What do you crank your heat to at night? I'm just curious.
I think like 72.
Okay. That's about what I have in the winter. All right.
So, yeah.
Okay. No judgment.
So, I'm glad. But, yeah. So, yeah, 72 and,
things don't get twisted with the boxers. Only. They don't get twisted down there at night with the boxers. It's a little free. It's a little too free. Don't you want stuff to be kind of held in place a little bit when you're sleeping? I went too far. Guys, let's just move on.
My shit is still kind of like all there. So they're not like flopping around.
Okay. All right.
It's not like beach balls or something. Like,
I told you I got heavy balls, man. I told you that last week. All right. Well, that's it. Let's get off that topic.
Hey, but just like Fluffy though,
yeah.
If I do wear a shirt or something like that, I do feel like I'm being choked.
All right.
I have to pay extra for that. So.
I get that because it rides up around your neck. But all right, question. Flannel boxers or just regular cloth cotton boxers?
Regular cloth, man.
Okay. All right. Hey, I'm just no judgment. I'm just asking.
Dude,
because it gets cold up there, man.
Wake up like I pissed myself. Damn.
All right. Okay. I don't know the North life. I don't know that life. So I'm just curious. All right. Let's go out with an Uncle Scum Death question. I have so many to choose from here. Let's go with this one. Here we go.
Hello, Scum Death here. Question for the show. My girlfriend was working today, so I thought I'd be really helpful and do some washing in the washing machine, wash some clothes. So I thought, ideal, yeah. So I did 3 loads of washing, and we've got like 1 air dryer. So I've managed to put 1 load on the air dryer, and now all around the house is wet stuff. It's cold around in the old England, so nothing's drying outside. And I've got another basket of wet clothes. I don't know what to do with. It does smell like a laundry in here. So my question for the show is, when was the last time you tried to help, but in the end, you're just going to get in the shit for this big time? I don't know what to do. Anyway, that's my question. Love you.
I got questions. Uncle Scumdeath.
Dude, this is my life right here.
I do laundry all myself too. My wife does not do my laundry. I do all my own laundry.
Oh no. It's usually like a race between my wife and I. The only problem is that whenever she does it, I don't know if it's clean or dirty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she uses this like organic bullshit kind of stuff that doesn't smell.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, well, I don't know if this shit's clean or not and everything else. So it just sort of sits there. And then she's like, you lazy bitch. Why don't you pick the shit and, put it upstairs.
Could you put a little perfume in the washing machine, please?
I'm like, I thought the shit was still dirty.
How about the fabric little beads? You could put those in there.
I don't know.
Odor.
I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, I'm like lost when it comes to this because I'm like, well, I thought the shit was still dirty. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
You have a race. See, I took that burden off of her a long time ago because she was doing all our kids' laundry. And I mean, these kids go through laundry, man, down here. It's Florida, But I do my own laundry, but I have a question, Uncle Scumdeath. When you do a load of wash, right? You take it out. Why aren't you putting it into the air dryer like right then? And then you start the next load. And by the time that load's done, your air dryer is ready to fold, right? I'm assuming he says air dryer. I'm thinking of regular electric dryer, right?
How if I know, man?
I don't know. He says air dryer. I'm assuming that's like a spinning dryer that you plug into a wall.
We'll have to ask the UK people tomorrow on the radio.
Yeah, we'll have to do that because air dryer anyway. That's how I do it. So there's never any. It's always a production line, man. I mean, it takes about an hour to wash, and it takes about an hour to dry. So if you do your first load, move it right into the dryer next to it, get it running, and then by the time your next wash is done, you're taking out stuff, folding it, and you can get busy doing that. It can take half a day to do your laundry. Depends how much you're doing, but yeah, just keep it chugging along, man. I don't understand why you have wet laundry sitting all over the house. Or something I'm missing here. Maybe it's a UK thing. I don't know, but anyway, I guess we'll find out tomorrow, right? Ask the UK folk. All right. Well, thanks everyone for throwing your questions our way this week. If we didn't get to your question, we don't get rid of questions every week, so we will refer back to it, and hopefully we'll get to yours next week. So thanks for sending them in. I did have one question from our email though that I wanted to ask here. Oh. Yeah, we got an email question. I wanted to make sure we answered it.
Hell.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Do you want money from a prince? Is that it?
Well, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say needs any money in emergency or anything. No, this was from our
cousin died from.
No, it's a real
Zimbabwe?
person. It's a real person. I'm going to probably butcher this name, but it's Spacier Sewer. That's the name I got from. He says, I noticed we only have 2 exotic hand cannons in the energy slot, and they are both solar. My question is, if there is another exotic energy hand cannon, would you rather it be arc or void? Any perk ideas? Love the show. Thank you, Spacier Sewer, for your question. What do you think, Hazel?
Okay, so it's a hand cannon. I am not at liberty to discuss hand cannons, but I will anyway. Okay. I'm gonna so arc or void, huh?
An exotic, yeah. No, I guess not.
Arc or void?
I thought Thorn was void, but I guess it isn't.
It's
just a kinetic. Okay.
Yep.
Ooh, good question.
I'm gonna go with. I want to say arc. I don't know why, but I'm going to say arc.
See, I'm going void because volatile rounds. That would be what I'd want on them in the exotic. Volatile rounds are so great this season. I would say void because I'm a void lock, man. I would only use it if it's void.
Really? I didn't know that.
No? Here, let me hold on. Let me pull my build up. I'll tell you what I'm using right now.
No.
Oh, geez.
I bet it's Devour.
Look at the time. Thanks for your question, Space here. Yeah, I didn't know if you, any of you all knew that, but guardiandowncast.com, or I'm sorry, Guardian Downcast, that's our website, guardiandowncast@gmail.com. You can send us a question for the show. Yeah, I do look at them. You don't think I do? I do. So, thanks for that question. And if we didn't get to your question this week, whether it's either SpeakPipe or through our Discord, we'll try to get to it next week. So thank you very much. We will be right back.
Hey, this is Admiral Nips from Potato Thumbs Podcast. You are listening to Guardian Downcast with two of the most beautiful people in the whole wide world. Like what you like and don't apologize.
All right, a few announcements, a little housekeeping before we end the show tonight. All of our diehard listeners are usually in this point of the show, so thank you for hanging in there with us, guys and gals. We have our question of the month for March, and it's whether you like the campaign or not, what would you like to have seen in Lightfall that may be missing? We're going to need all your answers by Thursday, March 30th, and on our very first episode of April, episode 194, I guess. I got the number wrong. Hazel and I will play the answers from our SpeakPipes and include our answers from our Discord. You can send us a voicemail of your answer at speakpipe.com/Guardian Downcast, or enter your questions in our question, or answers, I should say, in our question of the month channel in our Discord. The links to both of those will be in our show notes down below. We're going to have another drawing for a $25 Amazon gift card of your choice, or we're going to have another drawing for a $25 Amazon gift card, but our SpeakPipe answers will be entered into an additional drawing for some podcast merch, which you can get, by the way, from designedbyhumans.com. That's our store. And just search Guardian Downcast. We got a bunch of cool stuff in there, so check that out. The link will also be in our show notes. And speaking of question of the month, I know you like to do this, Hazel. We're going to play one that we've gotten so far. Good. And this is from our buddy Arisen Phoenix. Here we go.
All right, so question of the month for March. What is the one thing you wish you saw or wanted to add in Destiny 2 Lightfall? I would have liked to... I know they're stretching out the story for what seems like the entire time until the next DLC, and I like that. But it was less than the D1 base story. Because you still got a lot of, or you still got some answers, but it's still intriguing. Whereas Lightfall ended with, what even just happened? I would have liked to have actually had more time to connect with Rohan before he died, because, I mean, it mattered, but it didn't. And now we're left with the gym bro that has no clue how to live, even though he's clearly lived for a long, I don't know, even, has lived for a long time, but suddenly is now like a late teenager and can't decide what to do. I would have just liked more. It was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was because I'm, weak and slow and dumb. It was hard to get even through the normal story, but it was a good story. It was good. People can bitch all they want because they're streamer idiots that have way more time to play than everybody else, but it was still fun. I enjoyed it. I would have just liked slightly more understanding of what the hell was happening the whole time. Yeah. 205. So, I should end it, but that would be expected and less interesting. So, how great are boobs? Boobs are great.
Oh my God.
So maybe add another question. Holy crap, 228. Boobs, butts, or legs? What are you guys?
What are you, 12? I swear he's hate you. I swear I love Risen Phoenix. Oh, he's a cool guy. I aspire to be a Risen Phoenix.
Same. I almost had the chance to meet him.
Did you? You mentioned that.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
Unfortunately, though, he got sick, and
that sucks.
It hasn't happened yet, but
happen.
I'm going to be like nearby, so
very cool.
We'll see.
He's up there in Ojai?
No.
Okay.
No, Florida.
Florida? Well, why aren't you visiting me then?
Dude, of course he's in Ohio.
Oh, okay. You're being facetious. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Arisen Phoenix. Appreciate that. And if you have an answer for us, guys, that's how you do it right there. You got 3 minutes. So, send it to us in our speak pipe, and you'll be entered into not only the drawing for a $25 Amazon gift card, but also for some possible podcast merch. So check that out. All right. Want to give a shout out to our Patreon community. We have our Dungeon Champion patrons. That would be Scoot, Oh Hey Redneck, Technical, Toll the Bell, Waffle, Raphael, Raffy, and our OG Raid Boss patrons. That's Jealous, Frostbite, Average Destiny 2 player, and Theory. Thank you to all, gentlemen, for giving back to our community above and beyond, to be honest. And all our patrons out there, you know who you are out there, for giving back to our show and really giving back to our community. It's been really great. Hazel and I, thank you very much for it. Because of our patrons, you can enjoy our podcast commercial free, and hopefully you're enjoying the bonus content we've released. Speaking of which, we just had a new Patreon episode this week. If you haven't checked it out, the title was, I'll edit that out. We post at least once a month, so stay tuned. Hazel and I really do this podcast for the love of the game, and more importantly, for all of you that listen. So thank you very much. And if you think you received any value from our podcast today and you're interested in giving it back, check out our Patreon. It's patreon.com/support Guardian Downcast. The link will be in our description down below. And we have, several different kinds of tiers, some automatic perks. You get a special badge, and, boy, that, Patreon lounge was, definitely spicy today. The no feet and spider picks, please. I can't emphasize that enough. Please don't get timed out. We don't want to time you out. We really don't, but please don't put them in there. Thank you, everyone. All right. That's it, Hazel. That's a closing, man. Another wrap, another episode in our collection. I was just making sure I had everything covered. For our listeners out there, we have 191 other episodes with interviews from gamers all over our community. So if you're just finding out about us, take a look at those, especially, like I said, if you're finding out about us. And if you like what you hear, all we ask is that you tell a fellow Destiny player about us. Hazel, where can people find you out and about, sir?
Quick and easy. Hazel NT in all the places.
You can contact me via Twitter at Todd the Gator. Remember, that's 2 Ds and GATR. You can find me on Steam, PS5, and YouTube. Yeah, I got a YouTube channel. Todd the Gator, 2 Ds and GATR. I create videos to help new players out there try to figure out all the little things in this crazy game we all love. I have a podcast. It's an audio version of those videos called the Destiny Help Desk. It's not as, consistent, but as soon as a video comes out, I usually make an audio form for you. And also keep in mind that this episode right now that you're listening to will get posted to my YouTube channel as well for you to enjoy if you want to use YouTube as a listening device. And by the way, YouTube is making some big changes. They are actually going to have a podcast tab on my channel soon. So you just have to go to the podcast tab, and you can listen directly right there. They're making some moves, man. It's not final exactly what's going on and when it's actually going to happen, but it's out there. Okay. Before we go, we have a Scumdeath Corner. I've been waiting all week to hear this one. Uncle Scumdeath, what is going on in the UK today, brother?
Hello, and welcome to Scumdash Corner. You ain't going to believe this one. Yesterday, I rode my motorbike for the last time. I took it to work. I was going to take a half a day and then drive it to the scrapyard and get rid of it for about 200 quid. Can't be worth much more than that. 'Cause everything has just fell apart on it. So I was yapping to my mate at work, and he said, "Tell you what, I want it. I'll give you 300 quid for it." I said, "Look, it's got so much wrong with it. You ain't going to want this." He's like, "I need it as a project. I want to fix it up with my brother." I'm like, "Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I do." So we shook hands, and he gave me 300 quid. So I dropped that off to him last night, and I came home, and then I went off to look at another GSXR. I did put some pictures up the other day, and it was going for 4,300. I offered him 3,009, and he said, "I'll take 4,000." So yeah, it was a good deal. 2007 Gixxer 600 in white and grey, really nice. A few little touch-ups I need to do, but really nice bike for the money. So this morning, I went to pick the motorbike up. Lovely. Yeah, shook hands with matey, paid him the money, jumped on the bike. Thank you very much. See you later. So I left his house, and I went round the corner, and I got onto the main road. And as I was just driving up the main road, there was a policeman there on the side of the road, facing the other way, like in his car. And I thought, yeah, right. So carried on up the road, and then I noticed a police car behind me, and I'm like, all right, okay. And then the blues and twos went on. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So yeah, he pulled me over, and he's like, all right. I'm like, yeah, all right. Any problem, officer? He's like, no, it's like, just because you've got a high-powered motorbike now, I just like to make sure everything's in order. I'm like, mate, I have literally bought this 30 seconds ago. He's like, oh yeah, okay then. Have you got insurance, have you? And I'm like, I sorted the insurance out about an hour before. So they said they'd send me an email with me insurance, and I thought, oh shit, they better have sent it. So I got my phone out and looked through my emails, and I found the insurance document. So he's like, yeah, no, that's fine. He's like, oh, by the way, your number plate is illegal. It's too small. So I was like, yeah, I did think that, to be fair. I don't want to be illegal. I don't want to be pulled over by the cops all the time. So he's like, yeah, I'll just advise you on that one. I'll let you get away with that. I was like, oh yeah, thanks a lot, mate. Yeah. So yeah, got a brand new Gixxer now. Get on Gator. I tell you what, it's a lovely little thing. So I'll be posting up some pics. So yeah, well, happy days. Guess what? 5-3. See you later. Love you all. Bye.
I saw those pics, man. It's a beautiful bike, man. It's in good shape too.
Awesome.
Yeah. Great bike.
I'm so happy for him.
I am too, man. I used to have a 600. That's a spicy bike, man. It's a lot. That power band kicks in. You better hang on. But, yeah, good on you, man. Good on you. I had a feeling you were going to get pulled over when you started talking. I just been through that situation before. I'll buy a car, don't have a tag on it yet. You're trying to get it home so you can get it registered and stuff. And of course, that's when all the cops are out. So that's happened to me before.
Yeah. I, just was listening to that, and it still stings a little bit whenever I hear him talk about it, because it reminds me of the story when he made it sound like he was like he was getting breaking up with his girl.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Stuff.
He had me going too.
I was like, what?
Yeah, he's really attached to that bike. But, I don't know what year his blue and white one was. I can't remember. But, 2007, that's decent. It's a decent year. I think it's when I had bought it. I think mine was a 2006, if I remember correctly. That was a fun bike, man. I was just too big a guy on it. I had to go to a longer bike, but good on you, man. That's what
she said.
Oh, shit. It's a beautiful bike. I saw the pictures. Just be safe, brother. Be safe on that thing. People just don't look anymore, man. They're on their phones. It's just, God, it's so scary. Well, it's funny. I was talking to my wife tonight about getting another bike, and she won't get on one again. She doesn't trust anybody in the state driving. So I didn't know if you knew this, but my wife used to ride. But, yeah. Anyway, God, I remember she was going to the school to get her license. She was on the course with all the motorcycle cops for the county, and she was running circles around them, man. She was a really good rider too. Anyway, everyone, as you're playing Season of Defiance, take breaks, go out there and touch that grass, right, Hades? Continue to be safe, everyone. And more importantly, take care of one another. Life's too damn short.
The weight of the world was on your shoulders, and still you triumphed. Marvelous.
Thank you all so very much for listening. And later, Guardian.
Get toddled.
Shit. Had me. I was like, you gonna say something? Son of a bitch.
Yep. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna wait.
I said, "Deep pulling this shit on me." He's gonna pull this shit on me, isn't he? Good show, man. I like these shows where we can just go in any direction we want. So, yeah, good show, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Alrighty, brother. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, or actually tomorrow afternoon, right?
Yeah, tomorrow afternoon.
Cool. That'll be fun. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too.
Well, I'm gonna get some rest. See you, brother.
Have a good one, man.
Bye. Bye. Oh, we live in a pineapple under the sea. SpongeBob SquarePants. Mr. Krabs.